Welcome, 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 everybody. It's the Ooh Ladies First panel, and the girls are back. Yes, yes, yes. We are back for another show. We got something real cute for y'all tonight. So we hope y'all got y'all drinks and y'all snacks or whatever y'all need. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. I am like 50 away from 100K. It might happen tonight, Jesus. So make sure you follow all of us on all our social media platforms at Bondy Blue, at Jami ThatsMe, at Necey Dixon, and follow our Ooh Ladies First panel on Twitter and Instagram as well. Ladies, are we ready? Yes. Hold up. Okay. Look, I'm about to unmute y'all. Okay. Yes.
Ready.
We're ready? Okay. Hi there.
What's
Hi, people.
up? What's going on?
What's going on, ladies? How y'all feeling tonight?
Tired.
Truth is, I'm tired. Man,
That's what
I
it's
need to get it
giving.
together.
Girl, it's not just me then, great. Because the workout has got me real exhausted, child.
Mm-hmm.
What you
got
guys
no
drinking
excuse.
tonight? Because
I got my water.
okay, come on, water. Come on, water.
Alkaline. Oh,
Apple
look at
water.
all of us. I almost had my sparkle. What flavor is that, buddy?
This is the limoncello, girl. It's my favorite.
I got a cucumber mint of the Target brand, and
Yes,
it's
I like that.
real good. Like it tastes like
It's
you
good.
need to mix it with tequila.
Yes.
Like
It
as
looks
soon
like
as
you
I
need to mix it. Yeah.
Yes.
yes,
I normally
so
get
good.
the tequila, the Target brand ones too, but
Mhm.
child, I did something I have not done, and I really feel like maybe like a year or two. I went to Walmart, girl.
Ooh, girl.
I had a video and I ain't had time to go to Target. When I tell y'all I was on the phone with Lyric, like, babe, you gotta stay on the phone with me because I'm going to Walmart. And you know,
Listen.
I don't do this.
Yeah, stay on the phone with me. That'd be that
I
type
do
of.
not like going in there.
I don't like it. I hate it, y'all. It's terrible in there. They don't never have the shit that you need in there. Girl, I went in there to get some Castile soap and some paper towels. Okay. And you know,
Yeah.
you can get the biggest bulk of paper towels from Walmart and they closer than Target. So that's why I went there instead of Target the way I normally do. I go in there to get the Castile soap. I look down there on the bottom shelf. Girl, why is it that they got buku like bottles of empty soap with the tops broken off? It looks
Ooh.
like the soap has like spilled and dried and shit. And I was just like, so I can't do it. And then over to the side, a whole bunch of little small lavender bottles. And I was like, child, I just take one. But I knew I should have went to Walgreens. Because normally I'll go to Walgreens instead of going to
But you get the
Walmart. But
paper
I'm like,
towel.
times is hard. So
Yeah.
let's just go to Walmart. But I feel like I don't think I'm that poor in my spirit yet to return to Walmart. So it's back to Target we go.
Yeah. I'll place
Sign
an
up.
order for delivery at Walmart.
Yeah.
Or like I'll pick up, but I try not to
Yep.
go in there at all. Like I'll just go. Target is closer to me than Walmart, so I really just hit Target and come
Even
on.
they
But
pickup don't be
sometimes
right
Walmart
though.
prices is better, so it's like, ugh, let me go. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
for
it's
us.
sometimes where they'll tell you to come pick up come between 5 and 6. You show up at 6 o'clock, and they be like, "Hold on, what you here for? Hold on. You ain't got the
Oh,
GPS like
yeah.
Target do. Target meeting me at my car."
It's this for me. Target is a cleaner, less stressful experience, but they need more options of stuff. Walmart likes locking stuff up too. And this
Oh,
is
I don't
true.
like that. That is true.
I don't like that either. That's another reason why I don't like going to Walgreens. That's why I didn't go to Walgreens. But then I forgot they don't lock the Castile soap up. They only lock the Dove up because apparently the people that steal soap only want to steal Dove. Child, I
But
can't.
you know what's interesting? Like, I don't see, you see on TikTok and different places all these people that's stealing out of a store, and I rarely see it being Target. But I see them leaving Walmart with
Yeah.
like buggies and stuff. And it's crazy because the Walmart employees will literally fight you. And I'm like, baby, you're not even making enough. I
And
would just let them
Walmart
folks
got people
go.
at the
I'd be like,
door.
right.
Walmart got
Target
people
will
at the
have
door.
like their
Target,
security people, but the
right.
employers might be like, you can go ahead because I'm not even finna fight for it. Like, I don't know. But
I told y'all
yeah.
that's why when y'all come to Texas, go to HEB. I go to HEB and Target. That's pretty
We
much
got
it.
you on that.
And then the other store that I like that some people be feeling some type of way about is Aldi. I like
I'm
Aldi.
liking Aldi, Niecy. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
I used to look at that store like it was so fucking weird because I
Yes.
didn't understand none of the brands. And I said, not more recently, I've been shopping there, and I'm like, well, you don't have to like really understand the brands. It's more so what you want to cook, and the food has
Yes.
been good. It's been good.
That's what's up. I need to move because y'all know I don't really want to move, but y'all know we ain't got shit in New
Honky is
Orleans.
that girl.
Girl, we don't
Yeah.
have shit in New Orleans. I wish we had some of these options, but all we got is, girl, Walmart, Target, Rouse, Winn-Dixie, and you can't even get everything you need all at one store. Like,
Oh, we used to have
Oh yeah, we used to.
Winn-Dixie.
Yeah,
everybody used to have
Winn-Dixie used to be
Winn-Dixie. Like
cool.
I said, like Louisiana is terrible, girl. It's real terrible down here.
Dang.
I want to move just to have better stores. But anyway, y'all. I wanted to hold up, let me pull it up because I know we talked about this last week, but
Mhm.
I did want to again draw attention to the Writers Guild strike
Oh yeah.
because a lot of our favorite shows are being paused because of the writer strike. And I saw this earlier. This is Wendy Raquel Robinson.
Pow, pow, pow. I didn't write those words. A writer did. Pow, pow, pow. Pay your writers.
Mm.
Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Wendy. Especially because I've been watching the Steve Harvey show on Amazon Prime just over and over and over again, girl. I love that show.
I start going down a rabbit hole wondering what happened to that boy Romeo.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh yes.
I really,
They will have it on TikTok.
Yeah,
I literally just watched a little docu thing over there about
Didn't he
him.
get killed by a girl
she set him up.
She set him up.
Yeah, girl, that always break my heart because when I tell you he was legit the crush back in the day, legit the crush the whole time. It didn't even matter.
He was so handsome.
I saw, that was one of my early dang, I like the way he looked.
She didn't really suffer much for being a part of that setup. I think she's out here living her life. I think she was on either probation or she got a short sentence or something.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Marilyn Santana. I know that's right.
That's what she said.
Well, y'all, we stand in solidarity with the writers because we know y'all always trying to get over on people. Okay, y'all don't want to pay people what y'all owe them. Y'all don't want to pay people what they're worth. When at the end of the day, we know that we wouldn't have any content if it wasn't for the writers. So can y'all please pay the damn writers so P Valley and all of the shows can come back? Y'all is stressing us out. We need shit to review because reality shows ain't giving nothing right now. So I need for y'all to go ahead.
I wonder what the holdout is. I'm wondering if they are waiting for AI technology to replace the writers or something, or if they already working on something like, what's the holdup?
I feel like they might be trying to, but there's no way to secure that.
That's how I feel. I don't think it's a way.
I don't think you can create that. I think people try really hard. And you can create a lot of things with technology, but I don't think you can create imagination with technology. Like it takes imagination to create technology. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And I really feel bad for the new writers. I think they've been on my mind a lot. Like people that just started writing a year or 2 years ago, not really knowing okay, I want to strike, but I don't want to mess up my career. Like I just literally got in. So I feel bad for them. Like y'all need to make a move real quick.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
writers are valuable.
Say that again, Necey.
I said writers are valuable, or else you're gonna have one person writing everything like Tyler Perry.
Oh, girl, let me know.
You got a little delay, Necey. I think that's what that is. Let me close this.
It's a refresh.
Okay. But one of the amazing things that took place this week. Okay, so y'all know your girl grew up on The Little Mermaid, right? I'm one of the black girls that love The Little Mermaid. Hold up, let me see if I can turn around and show y'all. Okay, because the check them. Okay, no, it's this way. Hold up. While we wait for Necey to come back. My mermaid. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, I got my mermaid with locks because I'm black and ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, that's okay. What's up.
So
are you gonna get it colored?
I want to. I've always wanted to, but it's hard to find people that want to color over somebody else's work. So, excuse me, it's about finding somebody that will go in and redo it and all of that type of stuff. So, I actually, when I go and because next week I'm going to get this one shaded and just kind of get it finished off in time for my birthday.
Okay.
And when I go, I'm probably going to try to talk to one of the other artists there that does do cover-ups and really good color work and see, what she can do on this. But like I said, y'all know I love the Little Mermaid, girl. I'm really excited. And then the fact that it is coming out on my birthday makes me even more like they made this for me. They did. Like that's how I feel. So they had the premiere and it was super duper cute, you guys. But I just wanted to look at some of the looks.
Okay.
And the reason why I want to look at some of the looks is because people were shading the shit out of Kyla Pratt and shading the shit out of our girl Chloe because of the wiggage. They did not like the wiggage.
Oh wow.
Yes. So we have the sisters here. Okay. Shout out to Chloe and Haley, Miss Ariel. Okay, who looks amazing to me in this dress.
Yes.
I love this dress. This is just so cute. And Martin is trying to let everybody know she grown. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but Marseille is trying to let y'all know I'm a grown woman. Like she, trying to let y'all know something. Everybody looks amazing to me. I don't really like Chloe's hair. I don't know what would have made it look better. I feel like maybe a middle part, maybe no part at all. I don't know, maybe a bang. I don't know. Because y'all know I like big hair. So I'm not opposed to big hair, but this just wasn't working for me. I also don't like this dress on her. And it's only because I don't like the shade. I think it washes her out. It would have looked better if she would have had another like blue purple type of color on that's a part of the theme like her sister. I also really would have wanted her to wear her locks. I feel like I haven't seen Chloe's locks in so long. Excuse me, y'all. I would really like for her to wear her locks. Like, I mean, it's not my decision, girl. Do what you want to do. But it took you a minute to unglue your head from that wig. And we would just like to see, we would just like to see you in your real hair sometimes, girl. That's all. Y'all go ahead.
I agree. I would have loved to have seen her locks. I hate this wig so much. It looks so stiff for it to be supposedly natural or whatever. She needed the wig that Megan wore a few weeks back.
Yes.
I love the yellow on her. I think this yellow dress doesn't look that bad. I think it's very pretty. I think it's her pose that, I don't know, it's crazy because her pose gives stiff as well as her wig. So I think that's what makes this look just look bad right here. But yeah, I definitely wish she would not have done that. She could have wore the locks. I think when I saw Holly, y'all, I was blown the fuck away. This dress, like, she is coming into her own. What's up, Scotty? She is she is gorgeous. Like, oh, I love her. I'm slowly becoming me a little stan of Miss Holly, girl. She looks great. And Marseille is always beautiful. And she wore the locks. Why you ain't get the memo for you to wear the locks? I like this brown on her. It looks really good.
Yeah,
She's Marseille.
Both Marseille and Hallie is eating the girls up. I mean, the brown looks so pretty on her brown skin, and I love her hair too. Yeah, Hallie looks good. I like the little seashell details on the breast area. It's super cute. And the reflectiveness of the dress.
Yes, like water. I love that.
Yes.
Hey, Nola.
Hey.
What's up, boo?
And then for Chloe, I know it feels kind of conflicting because I feel like she looks matronly, but she's also shown a lot of body for me to use the word matronly. I don't know. It's kind of given like she's wearing, I don't know. It's given like she went to somebody else's closet, like somebody else's
preacher's
wig.
Wife.
Yes, somebody else's wig, somebody else's makeup, somebody else's dress. Like, I don't know. I don't like it at all. Even like with the wig, it's giving Kanika line. Like, there's no curls or anything. And then I think the baby hairs are too close down on her forehead. It makes her forehead look small. It just changes her appearance because her forehead's not that small, but the wig is too far down. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not here for it. And the thing is, I saw one of the comments saying that both Chloe and Hallie have been eating the wig looks up, and they have. Like, they've actually been laying some real good wigs underneath the locks. And this is just not it.
Yeah, this wasn't the look, girl. And they were letting Chloe know about it. I also feel like I'm tired of people bullying Chloe, but I'm also tired of saying that. I hope Chloe is like, in therapy and has like a lot of people around her that counteract the negative shit that happens on social media, because people just be laying in her. I may not like the wig or this look, but y'all be doing a lot.
A whole lot.
I feel like feel like she's trying to find herself.
Yes.
I think she's multidimensional. I think she has different parts of her. I think she is sexy. I think she is sweet. I think she's all of those things. But like having to find your groove and what you're comfortable, showing up in the world as while you're famous is awkward. And it makes me uncomfortable seeing her
try to figure it out.
Yeah, because you can tell that some things just don't come off as natural, and it makes me uncomfortable seeing her do that. But I also feel bad for her whenever she hears the backlash. But she's like a public figure, so
yeah,
I don't know. I think she might need to take some time away, like Meg Thee Stallion did, and come back. I think that might be what she needs to do.
Child, whatever she do, I hope that, it doesn't get to her, because I feel like, this shit is a lot sometimes,
Yeah.
Child, she need to have a heart like Kyla Pratt, because Kyla Pratt don't give a fuck. Girl. So this is the premiere. And listen, and I put these other people, I put Tia and Tamara and Kenya and her beautiful daughter Brooklyn on here because I wanted y'all to understand that even if you weren't a part of the movie, people were coming dressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like they were just going to the movies with their kids. They're going to a premiere. And I feel like Kyla is like, girl, I go to premieres every day. I'm going to wear what I want to wear because I'm taking these kids out. You're going to be lucky I got on heels at this shit. But this looked like something you just put on any old day. This is not an outfit that you wear to the premiere of the first Black Little Mermaid movie, bitch. Like,
and low key Tia too.
I was thinking the same thing, Necey. Like, this is definitely giving everyday outfit.
The only Tia on Instagram dressed better than that.
This is true. The only reason I was gonna give Tia the pass was because I liked the skirt. I thought the skirt and the shoes were really cute, and that's still giving more than what Kyla got going.
Kyla giving this you showed up to your kid after school program and you want to let them know you the fine young mom.
Yes, that's exactly what it's giving. This is giving. I got this in like 3-4 different colors. Like, this is an Amazon. Okay, original.
It is Amazon a 3-piece set because you see she got the matching tank top.
Yeah,
good night.
Got Amazon women's 3-piece set. That's what you put in a circle.
I cannot.
Hilarious.
Yeah, she definitely knew she had a dress in there she could have threw on. She could have just put a nice little dress on and came on down to the thing.
Especially because this is like, like a princess type thing. It definitely could have gave like a cute little full skirt. And even like I would have even took a that's why I'm not mad at Tia, because I would have took a t-shirt and a cute little skirt or something like that just to razzle dazzle the shit. But like,
or I wouldn't have just hit the red carpet. I would have worn my outfit and been comfortable, but I would have been like, nah, I'm not taking pictures today.
That too. Yeah, you can do that as well. Girl, I'm still laughing at this shit. But
why does Tamara look like a fairy godmother?
That's a good question, because I was gonna ask y'all, is she auditioning?
Was she in the movie?
I don't know.
She was not in the movie, but she's dressed like she was in the movie.
Right. I'm like, Mermaid got a godmother now? What's going on?
Honestly, I feel like Kenya is most appropriately dressed. Like, she's there with her daughter. Her and her daughter are having matching dresses on. Yeah. It's a cute dress. It's something you would wear to like a cute little, event. It's not that serious because it's for the kids, but still you want to be cute. That's why Child Tia's tank top isn't bothering me as much, because at least she dressed it up with the jewelry and the shoes.
I have to say about Tia though, I'm looking at the sisters next to each other, and I'm like, how you let Tia outdress you with a skirt and everyday skirt and the top, everyday top?
Know what it is. It's swag.
They got 2 different styles.
Something that Tamara doesn't have. I'm sorry. I love Tamara because I feel like everybody shit on Tamara because she the Caucasian twin. But I still love y'all. Tamara, it's okay, girl. You could be the more Caucasian twin. Y'all are biracial. Right. It's okay.
That totally is absolutely right.
Man, I'll never forget the disappointment I felt when I started seeing them on the reality show, because I always favored Tamara from the show because she was the more fun, relaxed one. Tia was the nerd. And then when you see them on a reality show and you find out she the uptight Caucasian twin, I was like,
Tia has always been my favorite. Really? I've always been drawn to Tia. I don't know.
Tamara for me.
Tamara used to strike me as that's not her real personality. And then as we go on in life, I see that wasn't her real personality. It was weird because they were playing the opposite of each other.
They were.
Yep.
They were. I think it's giving more hobo chic for Tamara. Like that's what Tamara gives me. Tamara gives me like if this was the 70s, she'd be like a flower child of some sort, long hair, Joni Mitchell vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Tia gives you Black Panther. Like that's what it's giving. But with that, I have a what would you do, girl topic for everybody. Okay. Let me pull it up, girl, because I had closed it because I wanted to make sure it wasn't causing any of our communication connectivity issues. Okay. So I'm finna read it to y'all. Okay. Let's do it. This is the dude texting his old lady, I guess. And this is the text messages. I just want to know what y'all do. Comment down below. Let us know. Okay. When you went through my phone December and called me cheating, the girl had a boyfriend and she was pregnant then. He gave her a ring and all, and they were going to start a family, I guess. August 11th, the baby comes and baby boy ended up not looking. I guess they meant like him, but it says looking him. So just Sunday, she found my parents' address and comes to the house with the baby and honestly favors me. I got a DNA test waiting for results, but everyone's question was what I'm going to tell you because everyone knows how much I love and cherish you. Even the boy's mother, they all said, if you can't handle it, I can't be mad. But if you would support me because this was a past mistake that had expects of other parents, child aspects. I think he meant suspects of other parents. I don't know what he meant, but it's obvious homeboy did not do well in school. But you know, he was saying because it was obvious it could have been somebody else's baby. But he says this been killing me since this happened. And if you walk away, I'm gonna be alone. I'm sorry for this, and I respect you. It has to be honest before you hear from someone else. I'm sorry, shaking my head. We only see two of the girls text us back and they say, wait, what? Excuse me? I'm like, bitch, you didn't read that? So
she ain't going nowhere. But as for me, I couldn't do it. And I was trying to sit here thinking, like, okay, I was rooting for Issa when she had this situation with Lawrence on the show, but he didn't cheat. They was broken up. And then Gabby and Dwayne did it. So I feel like, as for me, currently it's a no. But I feel like for everybody, there's a certain situation where
that you gonna allow it.
Yes. Like Gabby and Dwayne will allow it. They got it's money. I think it's money, and they also feel some type of way. But for me, I feel like it's a no. It's a no for me. And I also hated how I was trying to think even deeper, and he said, if you leave me, I'm gonna be alone. That sounds like a bum ass dude.
It does.
It sounds like a dude where like you want her to feel bad for you, or like why are you alone, and why are you low key trying to make her feel guilty before she give her answer. So it's a no. It's a no for me.
For me currently, it would be a no. I have been through a situation like that before, and I was young. I don't know. I feel like I was like 20, 21, whatever. And I actually stayed in the situation, but she ended up getting an abortion. However, despite her getting an abortion, it wasn't worth it because we just went through a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It may not have been him getting other women pregnant, but it still was him out there doing other women, if that makes sense. So it really was like, that was your sign. And actually, the person wasn't even going to tell me. It was with the young lady he worked with. The young lady happened to know my mama. So she walked up to my mama and told my mama. So my mom went over to him and was like, oh, you better tell her X, Y, and Z, because if you don't, I'm going to tell her.
Why the
And
fuck she
so
bring your mama into it? Why
that's
she
what
just
I'm
come to you?
saying. She had been on a hunt after that man. Do you hear me?
Yes.
On a hunt
Like
after
she
that
was
man.
proud. Like,
Yeah.
why can't she just come to you?
On a hunt after that man, running up behind him and everything, girl. I ain't know nothing about it till later, girl. Till later. And then he came home that night and he told me, tears in his eyes, all of that. Let me know what's going on, girl. Right. Yes. And so I decided I was like, well, like we could get through that, whatever, da da da. And he said that she was thinking about having an abortion, whatever. Well, I don't think she wanted one. I think she wanted to keep it because she thought it would keep him, right? Even though you wasn't his girl. But eventually, before that month was out, the baby was gone because she aborted him.
She was smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yes
and no. Yes and no. She was, but she continued, I believe, to mess with him after that. And
I mean, you can mess with somebody and eventually leave them alone, but having a baby by me, you got to deal with him forever. True. Like you see Martell and Melody right now, girl, they look real sad over there. In that avenue of it.
Right.
But yeah, so for me,
you would stay.
It's not that I would stay. It's not that I would stay. I wouldn't stay. If you cheated on me and had a baby on me, I probably wouldn't. But
be honest, because you speaking for on the half of the people that's out here that's capping, talking about they're gonna leave, but they really gonna stay.
No, I mean,
be honest.
I did say there's a certain situation for every person.
Yes. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, like where me and my husband at right now is giving, I'm fighting over dick too. And I hate to say it like that. But that's what it's given after all of this time and all these years and shit. Like it is giving, girl, I wish the fuck I would. Like this shit just not starting to get real good. I wish the fuck I would. So and then situations and things of this nature kind of call for, if that were to happen, it depends. You know what I'm saying? But it depends on the situation. I'm gonna just leave it like that.
It depends on the situation.
I think that's cool.
Cause shit happens and such, and like people in my family love raising other people's babies and shit. Like people in my family love, because they don't give bring the kids, child. Well, not just this newer generation. This newer generation ain't shit. I just want to say that all my family members that's watching, this newer generation of us in our family, we ain't shit. I want y'all to know. I'm gonna add myself in on that, because. And I hate to say it like that, because you do know, like the older generation of women did way too much. Like they gave way too much. They were okay with way too much.
Nope.
But there is something that I feel like was across the board, not just the women, but also the men in my family. Like even my grandfather, like my grandfather and my grandmother's story started with my grandmother having one of my aunts at like 1 year old. Her husband kind of went crazy. I don't know the story exactly, but they ended up putting him in a hospital, like a mental institution, and they divorced. She knew my grandfather since childhood. They started, dating or talking. And he was like, I want to take you out. She was like, I got kids. And he was like, bring them. And when, that happens, then he raises the rest of them as his own. And, now all of these years later, like, I have cousins that we have the same grandmother, but we don't have the same grandfather, but nobody, cares. So, being raised in a family dynamic like that, everybody kind of puts their bullshit aside for the kids. And I'm not gonna lie, I do appreciate that aspect of it. I don't think you should have to deal with any old thing from a partner, but putting things aside for the kids to not feel affected, I do have an appreciation for that. So, because it helped. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like there are some family members right now in my family that have great relationships with half siblings. They would not have had that relationship if the adults had not put their feelings to the side so the kids could still spend time together. You know what I'm saying? Like I had an aunt that had her, nigga, he had a baby outside of their shit. They broke up when they got back together. She's a part of our family. Like she's a part of our family, so she's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Just because she got the same daddy as my cousins, you know, who I'm kin to from their mom. So that's just how it was. So I do have an appreciation for that aspect of it, but I'm not dealing with just any old thing to keep a man.
Right.
Like,
I have to see when you explained your cousin. For me, I'm saying it's a no, but I'm thinking about people how you just mentioned broke up, got back together. Like, could you imagine helping your partner raise a child in the baby stages, like the sleepless nights, and every time the baby cried, you're not resenting the baby, but you resenting your partner because you can't get no sleep to try to help them do their responsibility while they cope. I don't know. You might have to circle back like 5 years later if it's meant to be.
Yeah,
if it's meant to be.
On some Nelly and Ashanti.
Circle back. Come back when the baby go to preschool.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It takes a different type of love for that.
It does. I mean, that was just a story I saw. It had jumped out at me for whatever reason, girl. But with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next story. We're mixing in gossip and TV talk. So for right now, we're just gonna keep it going. All right.
I've been going through a lot. My emotions are everywhere. I'm human. I'm not a robot, y'all. I'm human. I bleed like y'all. Yeah, like I'm human, you know? So like when I see so many females bashing me because I go on Instagram and Twitter and I'm filled with emotions and everybody does it. Our generation, we grew up on that. We grew up on Facebook, MySpace, telling how we feel, telling what we going through. Like, but I can't do it because I'm Reginae Carter, so I can't do that. And if I do it, it's like I'm bashing somebody. I'm a problem. But it's like that's not the case. I love very hard, and I'm very genuine. And something really big happened to me, and the person who I love did not check on me, but he made a YouTube video. So yes, I do feel like that's a little clout chasing. I do feel like that's love bombing. I do, because that's the person who I love, and he didn't make sure I was okay. He didn't make sure I was good. He didn't check on me. So yes, I did tweet that, and I apologize because I keep putting y'all in everything.
Okay, you on. So that was a snippet of Reginae speaking about her breakup with Armand. Okay. And basically what happened was two dudes broke into her house a few days ago. And she says that Armand didn't even call and check on her, but he did a whole like YouTube video about their breakup. And she says she does believe he love bombs her. She didn't give like in her the snippet that we had, that wasn't the example of the love bombing.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I think the example of the love bombing was acting like you cared about her so much beforehand. And when something like this happens, you have no care whatsoever. So it makes her feel like you were just love bombing her, pretending to care about her when you were telling her all of those things and being there for her and saying, you know, and we know, like, come on, dudes do this shit all the time where they will show you a version of themselves where they're checking off all your fucking boxes. You loving it, okay? And then you get digmatized, and then they withdraw everything, and you like, well, what happened? And y'all get into it, and they eventually, you know, they'll kind of breadcrumb you. But all you remember is how they were at the beginning. All you remember is the shit they were doing when everything was good. And you like, oh, if I can just only get them back to that time, to that space, then we can be good again. And that's how you get a woman to stay like in a anybody really to get in a toxic relationship with somebody that love bombs them, because eventually they can't keep it up because it's not real. They're only doing it for a moment to lock you in. And once you're locked in, they go back to who they really are, which is not being as attentive as they were originally. So I do feel like what she was saying, you know, it sounds real. And she do sound like she had been crying. That's why she sounds hoarse.
It sounds painful. It's coming from her gut. I don't trust the dude just by looking at him. It's something about the turtleneck, the jawline. his teeth. Like, I can just look at a dude and tell the slight squints of the eyes. I don't trust this man. I know, like, people was not really liking that relationship at first because they felt like he was like, how you gonna go from, who was she with? The dude in jail now.
Lucci.
Yes.
Wife
People was
and
like, how you gonna go from Lucci to Armand? But then people low-key started to like them. And it also clicked for me another thought before I address the actual thing. Reginae used to be treated how Chloe is being treated now. And it just clicked me when I was listening. Reginae, that was it, because she was growing up in the public, giving people stuff to talk about. I hope that she realized that this dude ain't for her, like actually realize he ain't for her. But I also want her to stop talking to the internet in the public. Like, I shouldn't hear you giving these gut-wrenching conversations about this man because you know he's gonna listen to it and he's a clout chaser. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that level of vulnerability. And then she said my generation grew up on the internet expressing how they felt. I have never experienced a world without the internet. I ain't never been online posting about how I felt because I just don't want to be perceived in a way for people to judge whenever you get those vulnerable emotions. Mm-hmm. And I know that can be really bad when you have a bigger audience to do it. So I hope as she grows up or matures, because I know she's a grown woman, she realizes what's beneficial to her and what's not.
Her mama mentioned that too. Her mama said that her generation is weird, like y'all be coming on social media. And I said, girl, that applies to some of the older ones too. So I'm with you on that. But I also want to say this. I think that Reginae and they just having an up and down. I think they are going to likely be back together in a short period of time. I definitely understand her feeling away about her home being broken into, because that same ex I told y'all about, when he moved out, I came home to a lot of my shit missing. And when he came to the house, he said somebody must have broke in. But I had a dream months later that it was him. So that's what I think happened. But anywho, to her point, like, I mean, he came to the house acting like he cared, and then he was like, you know, I wouldn't even call the cops because it ain't like they gonna do nothing. I mean, I still called them. They didn't do nothing, but I think he had my shit. But anyway, I can understand how she feels with somebody being violated, like your home being violated, and the person you were with or the person you are with, whatever, they don't call, check on you. So I understand her being frustrated. As far as the whole love bombing, I think that's a bit extreme for her to say after her house got broken into and he didn't give you the affection that you wanted him to give you, especially if y'all were broken up. Because my thing is this: if it was a man, a lot of women, once we break up, we're not gonna call him and check on and see like, oh yeah, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. Like, so it's like when somebody breaks up, you can't put that high of an expectation on them for them to give you a call or check on you or whatever the case is. Like, I feel like he's not obligated to do that because he's not with you. It would be nice if he cared about you to do such a thing, right? So I feel like the love bombing was a bit extreme. And also I want to say that if he love bombed you, you did the same thing, in all honesty, because she was buying him all these gifts before he was getting them for her. So that's where I'm like, y'all do the same thing in a sense, I guess, but y'all just young. In addition to that, she said, oh, I'm not going to put something on social media. He clout chased on a video. This man is a vlogger. He has like tons of followers. He's been doing it and already had a name for himself prior to getting in a relationship with Reginae. And I just have to call the thing a thing. So it's like, this is what he does on his channel. He's vlogged his whole life, even with his past girlfriend, which is his baby mama, even when she did him wrong and they broke up or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? I've only known of him to really be a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? So I just think she just upset in this moment. I'm not going to say she shouldn't be upset. I am going to say, if you know that you're going to likely be back with this person, it's best that you limit the things that you say about this person and limit who you say those things about him to, whether that is friends or that's social media, because then you look crazy. Yep. Right? And I just don't see them being over. I think they likely are going, because I mean, they just broke up. I think they had some issues last month. And then they got back together and they did some videos together. And then it was another off break or whatever. So, I mean, but if she decides that she wants to walk away, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like a really nice, genuine person. Nowhere near Lucci. Lucci had all them kids and was disrespectful as fuck. Now, I'm not saying you should take anything that Armand does based on, you know, how Lucci treated you. If you don't want to be with Armand, you don't have to. You know, I'm just really saying, try not to come to social media, you know?
Don't do it.
Yeah, because they're going to try and they're going to make the determination of your relationship for you. Yeah, I agree,
It's
Necey.
not a good look. It's giving, because I think she was, every time her and Lucci would break up, she would come on the internet damn near ready to cry. And I'm like, girl,
she loves really hard. Like, she really do. And I really like her with him. But like, yeah, she loves really, really hard. She get attached very, very quickly. And I think she's a hopeless romantic, you know, and I think she's very sensitive, and it's okay. Like,
the psychology of it,
they just got to work on their communication.
Wonders what her relationship was like with her daddy.
Terrible.
You know, a lot of people not a lot of people. I did see a few comments where people were like, don't say she got daddy issues because her daddy was always there.
No, he wasn't.
Somebody got in the comments and said, no, her daddy's money was always there. And I said, ooh.
Yeah. You could not always be there. And then that's why she romanticizes her dad because her dad is Lil Wayne and he's rich. The same way that I think she romanticizes these relationships, which is why she be giving gut-wrenching conversations on the internet every time something go down. I think it's a connection. Step away from the keyboard.
I'm gonna tell you this. I feel like Lil Wayne was definitely not there. You can tell when she used to get on the line and cape for him all the time. I feel like it was coming from a place of having to show that's my daddy, because otherwise he's not around. It was working. And then at some point when she was an adult, he had time and space to be around her, but he's self-absorbed. And if he don't want to come, he's not going to come. So there were a lot of times where she was left feeling like she was the only person trying to make their relationship work. Like there was a time when she was like 18, 19, like in this age range, I feel like she felt like she was reaching out to him more and trying to talk to him. And she really couldn't, get him to reciprocate that to her. It might be different now, but I feel like there was definitely a time period where she was chasing her damn daddy. You know what I'm saying? So it does feel like she probably has these types of relationships with men, especially at this age. This is the age that you figure that shit out. But I do want to say that I feel like, the love bombing thing really can just be her feeling like, I thought you really cared about me and you don't. And
that could have been wrong wording.
Yeah, I feel like that's what she meant. Like, I thought you cared about me because of all of the things you were saying and doing. And now I feel like you don't, because if you really cared about me, it doesn't matter if we're not together anymore. If somebody robbed my house, you could at least shoot me a text and be like, hey, you straight. And I feel the same way. Like, I'm sorry, but if I find out something like that about any of my exes, especially if I just recently talked to you or something like that, it's been maybe a month or two, and something like that happens, I definitely might shoot you a, hey, you straight, I heard what happened, everything okay type of text.
Now, I do question, when did it happen and when did he find out? Because also she's saying he did a video about his relationship, but his video was answering a series of questions that could have been previously recorded that he just now dropped. So those were also the other aspects that we don't have. Maybe I don't know. I'm just like, maybe he didn't even know that happened for him to respond in the manner in which she wanted him to at that time.
We're talking about Armand Warren, not Armand Wiggins. And like somebody said, their relationship really did start from social media. So it really could just be that. But I do want to play this clip of Toya because it's hilarious, because I ain't gonna lie, this is New Orleans people for you, bitch. Okay. They're gonna get online and make fun of their own fucking daughter. And then they're gonna tell you, bitch, don't play with her in these comments because I'll curse you the fuck out. Don't play with my daughter in these comments. Okay. Hold up.
Oh, I thought that was
weird. Y'all need some friends. Shit. We got friends day. The internet can't be y'all only friend. That's all I'm gonna say. This go for all y'all that's in this new generation. See, once my friends, like, I don't gonna get y'all. We'll tell you about yourself. Oh yeah, we gonna quick, like, and we gonna call each other, bitch, guess what? Let's see out. Y'all gonna call Twitter. Y'all gonna call Instagram. Y'all weird. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Get y'all some friends. Invent to them real solid, genuine people in y'all lives, and stop thinking the internet is that, because it's not. Okay, y'all.
First of all, if her and that child don't look just like
Some people.
No, I thought that was her.
no, they look just alike in that post. But I'm gonna say this: she not lying, and I totally agree with her. Like, even though I do understand this generation is a little different, but I do feel like it's because y'all don't believe in shit like therapy. That's another thing. Cause to me,
you don't think they do? I feel like the younger people do.
They may, but like I feel like they may think that you only need therapy if something is really wrong versus just needing it to deal with your emotions and the shit you go through on like a daily basis or whatever. Because to me, she needs to be talking to her therapist instead of being online. Because even when Toya was like, talk to your friends, I was like, bitch, you don't even need to talk to your friends like that because they give you fucked up advice too.
Low key, I was thinking the same. I was like, you must have some good friends because you can't keep venting to the same friends every time, you know?
You really
it's like
can't.
Eventually, I don't know. I feel like I had to learn that too, growing up. Eventually, people impose their own opinions on things. I feel like it's very rare that you actually have people who literally just listen. Some people get aggravated, like if you don't follow the same opinion as them after a while, and they don't want to have a conversation no more. So yeah, I don't.
Let me clarify what I mean. They don't. I mean like Toya in them don't believe in therapy. Like
Toya. Okay,
that's what I mean. Like Toya as a parent, they don't believe in therapy unless something is wrong. And so when it comes to Reginae, it feels like, yeah, it might sound good, but is it something you're actually going to do and seek out? I don't think so, because you probably grew up feeling like, you know, I don't need to do that unless something is really wrong. Now that might change eventually, but I'm saying right now, like
I agree with
been
that.
had Reginae in therapy. Reginae should have been in therapy from dealing with her father, from like a teenage, even all of the shit that they went through when they was in a group together, being on a reality show. Reginae should have been in therapy when she was like 16 years old up until now, so she can become more well-adjusted. Not even just because of the family dynamic, but because she was a kid that grew up in a spotlight, and that shit is traumatic, like she said. So I do feel like, you know, I'm not saying that the younger generation doesn't believe in therapy, y'all. That's not what I'm saying. Obviously we do, because like I might be 35, but I feel like if my generation believes in it, then y'all generation got to believe in it, because y'all better than us at these things.
But with Reginae's generation, so I feel like her generation, well, I guess that's the difference, because I was saying I didn't know a world without the internet, but I still wouldn't get online and vent. Me and Reginae not the same generation.
Y'all not?
No, I don't think so. She's younger than me. She's a generation below me. She's like
younger than 25, right? She's
right.
Gen Z.
I thought she was 25.
Yeah, no, she's a generation below me. And her generation, I feel like, is extremely hypersensitive. Like, they're the ones where they will get online.
24.
Oh, she's 24.
So she missed it by a year.
I mean, I feel like I can tell. They'll get online and talk about mental illnesses. That's why you keep seeing people trying to self-diagnose on Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, TikTok. Put a finger down. Put a finger down. Like, they are so hypersensitive to those types of things and will fall into any type of emotional or mental diagnosis, which is why I think she's okay talking about stuff like that online. Whereas me, I'm not.
So I mean, she also might be okay with it because of how she's grown up. I mean, shoot, a lot of times she's been on television. So she lived a lot of her life in front of people. So her expressing herself is kind of like how she was growing up. You know what I'm saying? So that's a norm for her. And that, which is interesting for her mom to kind of say that it's weird in a sense when that's kind of how she grew up. But I see what she was trying to say at the same time, like, keep your business to yourself.
Well, because I mean, hell yeah, because I feel like I'm a sharer. I share a lot. Y'all know that. But y'all also know as my friends, there's a lot of shit people don't know about me. Because I don't tell everybody my business all the time. I tell you what I want you to know. And I'm damn sure not going to be online crying or talking about, like, if I do a video, I might be, y'all, I'm going through it. But I don't get up here and like tell y'all, oh, girl, this happened.
You'll know after I'm past it.
Yes.
I may share it in.
Yes. Okay. I got to make it over first. Okay. because people use those moments against you. Like, let you have a
Exactly.
moment where you like standing on something real strong. Oh, bitch, but remember when you was going through this?
That's the quickest way to find out a hoe ain't your friend.
Okay.
No, yeah, exactly. That's what I meant when I said you can't like just be venting to all
everybody.
your friends.
Right.
People think that
Absolutely.
just because you have friends, you can vent. But the minute they get pissed off, they tell you the shit that they was thinking the whole time.
And
Or
probably saying to other folks
other
about your ass.
saying. That's the thing. That's why I'm like, nah. Don't do that.
Yes. But I want to comment to these comment right here. Therapy only works when you work it and when you have a good therapist. You can spend a whole bunch of money on therapy and it will still not do anything for you if you don't do the work yourself. And also if you don't have somebody that is actually like aligned with who you are and what you have going on. You can't go to any old therapist. Like, it's just not going to work. But I want to say, for me personally, it helps. And for a lot of people that I know that actually do the homework, like sit and think about things and remember times when this happened and write this down and repeat this to yourself and positive affirmations and remembering to counteract negative thoughts with positive thoughts, because we feel like our thoughts are our feelings and our feelings are facts, and that is not true. Okay, so you can't tell me that the shit don't work.
I want to add to that. And I just want to say that person that spent those thousands and nothing came from it sounds like a person that did that just to tell other people that they was in therapy.
Like Simon.
Yeah, like, yeah.
1,700 hours in therapy.
Yeah, that's what it sounds, just to say that I'm doing it, but are you really applying it?
Right. But you know, we wish the young girl, you know, good luck, girl, because it's probably gonna be more relationships of you crying online. And we just would like to remind you that eventually you're gonna look back on this and you're gonna be like, oh, why the fuck am I crying about that nigga? Like, you're gonna feel embarrassed that you did that. So what I would suggest is that instead of getting on live, just get on video and record yourself. Like, just get on video, talk to yourself, record yourself, and then watch it back later.
I just had a thought.
But what?
Growing Up Hip Hop is doing another spinoff with Toya and Reginae.
They are.
Now I'm over here questioning if this was a scheme that y'all set up to come to us with the bullshit. Girl.
It probably is. And you know, time will tell. Time will tell.
Because they didn't start having their relationship issues until after that show was announced. So I don't know. We'll see. It might be all real because she definitely sounded like she had been crying and she was trying to stop herself from crying. But, you know, maybe she was practicing her acting.
Okay, listen, Reginae been practicing, and look, I need her thing and show the Hollywood people that I know how to reenact old 90s movies too.
She had me bothered. It was coming from her gut.
I felt it. I also feel like that shit that happened a few weeks ago with Ricky Smiley saying that they were in some abusive relationship and everybody pops off and all of that shit. You remember that? I do feel like that's in some way linked to it too. Like, I think recently they probably have been going through it.
I think so.
You know,
based on what people have been putting off on them. You know, like, she had hurt her arm on set, but then people start saying, oh, Armand did that to her. And she's like, what are y'all talking about? That's not even what happened. I hurt myself on set. Then, you know, same thing they kind of did to De'Ara and Ken a little bit, only for that to, I guess, I feel like come into fruition at a later point. And that's another large YouTube.
Fruition. He just cheated on her though, right?
Yeah,
they didn't have abuse going on, did they?
No, not abuse, abuse, but it was cheating. At first they were lying, saying that he was talking to somebody. And then later on at some point, that was what it was. The
girl released the videos.
Listen.
Yeah.
This is what y'all hoes need to do, bitch. Moesha. Right, bitch, writing. Play some music.
Hilarious. He gonna put it in a song. Now that's one thing Armand is gonna do. He gonna put it in a song. Reginae needs to put it in a script.
He did say that, you know, he don't appreciate her playing like his feelings wasn't real because his feelings was genuine. But I also feel like niggas say that shit and they don't really be.
Don't you know he love you? I ain't never seen my homeboy love nobody like that.
Girl, don't they be capping for their friend?
What you mean? I ain't never seen him like this before.
He's sick.
Y'all young girls don't ever fall for that.
Don't ever believe they friends.
Do
because
not.
it's two things. First of all, if they flunky enough to like beg on their partner behalf, is low key because they need their partner to be with you so that they can get what they need out their partner.
Yes.
Right now, they partner on low, and they need you to come back in and revive him so he can go back to being pussy magnet for the homeboy.
Period.
I used to do like, look, look back in the day before me and Lyra got scouts fucking with this dude, right? And we was staying together, and like I knew he was doing shit because he used to be spending way too much time out, and I was his friend first, so I used to go out with him all the time. So I was like, dude, you be fucked up by midnight, so why are you not coming home until 2-3 o'clock in the morning? Like, what's that about? Like, because I see how you get down, you be drunk by midnight. So fast forward, I go out of town. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I was doing, but I was minding my fucking business. But either way, when I came back, there was some shit in my apartment that looked like it was for a woman. Some like lotion, and like, y'all, why I found like one long piece of hair in my towels in the bathroom, because I used to have my towels folded up in a basket in the bathroom. And when I came home, one of them towels had like hair on it. And at the time, I wasn't wearing no weave, and I had a short perm cut. So I was like, I don't know where the fuck, but I saw the hair and I saw the lotion. And his homeboy swore up and down the lotion was his. That's what I use. I use all of Olay. I said, nigga, there's no way you have facial lotion. There's no way you use
facial lotion.
It was facial lotion.
Oh no.
I said, none of you niggas moisturize your face. I know y'all. You know what I'm saying? I could have worked with y'all. Y'all come to work ashy every day.
Hilarious.
You don't use no goddamn olive oil. So I knew he was lying for him, and he was lying for him hard. I said, nah, it's cool. You can lie for him. It's cool. But you know, I ain't never say what I was doing when I went to Miami. So it is what it is.
Like
but they will lie for their friends, girl. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on, because we do have another gossip topics to get to before we get to the shows. Because I just want to go ahead and get this out the way, girl.
Oh goodness.
Jonathan, there has been new information on the witch hunt to take down another Black man, Jonathan Majors. I'm going to read to y'all what they're saying. Jonathan Majors appeared in a Lower Manhattan court on Tuesday morning via Zoom regarding the status of his ongoing assault case. In the brief conference, which was automatically set 6 weeks ago after his initial court appearance, Judge Rachel Pauley discussed a motion filed by Majors' defense team that the prosecution has until May 23rd to respond. The defense will have until May 31st to respond back. Majors needs to appear in court on June 13th when a decision will be made regarding that motion. If he fails to show up in court, a warrant can be issued for his arrest within 48 hours. Okay, the judge said, I obviously don't want that to happen, so just stay in touch with your attorney. Okay, you can tell the judge likes him. Okay, probably seen the movies. Majors was arrested on March 25th in Manhattan and was booked on several, charges of assault in a third degree. Now, recently on social media, what has come out is that he twisted that girl's arm behind her back. Okay, the woman also alleged the actor grabbed her right arm, placed it behind her body, and used his hands to twist her right forearm and middle finger, causing substantial pain to her forearm and middle finger. That was probably to get the phone out of her hand. Court documents also claim Majors hit the victim with his hand on her right ear and caused a cut, probably with a ring. And then I'm just gonna put it in there for y'all, okay? And that he pushed her into a car using both of his hands, causing her to fall backward. As we previously reported, Majors' lawyers responded back to the new allegations outside of court on Tuesday, saying, we have provided the district attorney with irrefutable evidence that the woman is lying, including video proof showing nothing happened, especially not where she claimed. She said, we did this with the explicit promise from the DA that they would not fix their case and change it as we prove the woman is lying. Now, I don't know what's wrong with the lawyer, because the attorney sounded like something wrong with him. Like, even saying that sounded stupid to me. And the attorney has done things thus far that have been like stupid to me. So I don't know if this attorney is a good attorney or not in the first place, but I want to know what irrefutable evidence you think you have, because if there was video, I'm trying to understand why it hasn't been released to TMZ yet.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what we holding out for? I would only think you holding out for negotiations, because after y'all had this hearing, I think they go back and forth with negotiations, hopefully trying to get something dropped. Like, that's the only thing I could think of, but they ain't stopping. So, girl, clearly the evidence is very damning. His agency just left him not too long ago. Like, I don't know what else she wants us to do with this.
I said it was a combat move in the comments, y'all. I literally said not a combat move, because that's twisting your arm behind your back, and that's to get, like, that was to get her to relinquish the phone.
And then the cutting, excellent. I don't know, not excellent, whatever. Him
the attorney
and getting a cut on her face, where it was reminding me of, like, I was reenacting over here, like, okay. Him twisting the arm, putting right here, grabbing the phone. I'm imagining he mushed her like Ghost did.
I can see that.
Yeah,
and it was probably like twist, bow. Trigger one.
And his nail could have like cut her or something.
It was definitely something physical that went down, and
his attorney gonna spin it by saying he tried to restrain her from hitting him with doing that move.
I think that's what the debate is. I think he feels like he didn't do it because they're acting like it was a tussle of restraint.
Yeah,
but that's abuse.
And you know what's interesting? That sounds like behavior that happened outside of the cab. Whereas, as Bondy's saying, the attorney's not making sense, because you're saying your proof was in the vehicle and that the driver also had proof too. But it's like, yeah, it may have proven in the vehicle that he did not harm her, but then what happened outside of the vehicle is what I'm starting to question.
Exactly.
If some things actually happened outside.
So what I want to know, like, I need the chain of events, because as we've gotten information, we've only gotten it in pieces. Nobody has put together a full story for us to understand yet. But what we understood when this initially happened was that from the text messages, it sounded like he called the police because he was worried about her because she passed out. So I'm also wondering, how did we go from him calling the police and her passing out to the car altercation and the phone? You know what I'm saying? Like, because to me, like she said, I shouldn't have took your phone. They saw the bruises on me. I passed out when they called when you called the police. I told them you called the police because you were worried about me because of a previous conversation we'd had. Like, it all seemed like you definitely she was asleep for a minute. Like, it seemed like she was asleep for a minute. Like, so that's why I'm trying to. And then I didn't like the fact that when they released the video of her in a club trying to prove that she didn't have any marks on her neck, but when she explains like what happened, honestly, he could have done anything and not left any marks on her, especially if he knows how to do it. Because I knew dudes who knew how to abuse women and not leave marks where people could see. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would leave marks, like you would punch him in the stomach, punch him in the legs, arms, but never here, never the face, never the forearms.
That's another thing when I think about the whole putting the arm behind the back and twisting the hand fingers and stuff. That now kind of makes a little sense as to why the attorney leaked that footage, to show if he really injured her arm, why is she in the restaurant getting ready to order a drink? I don't think it necessarily helps because the act still happened, whether it seriously injured her or not. But I feel like now, because I was like, why would you release this? What is this supposed to show us? But now that we hear this aftermath of the arm twisting, and then we go back to that, now I see why she did it. It don't help, but I get it.
With broken fingers, and they don't really feel it either. So also, I feel like I hate the fact that they kept using her going out after the fact. I'm like, don't people go get fucked up?
They do that. They go and do that thing. That don't really stop everybody.
The other thing that bothers me about it is like, they're trying to walk the line of, well, he physically assaulted her, but he didn't injure her that bad, so is it really abuse? When the thing is, if he physically assaulted her, he just did. Like, it didn't matter if she went to the club or not.
Now, what's interesting is the fact that they are giving him third degree. So it's like, how serious are the injuries? Because it ain't in second and it ain't in first. It's all the way in third. And then y'all add an additional, in my opinion, I have to say, frivolous things like harassment, third degree harassment, third degree this. And I'm like, how we get here? That's not really explained. But I get you on the physical part. But
what you call them? She got a restraining order, and they were acting like it was all good.
She got it, or he got it?
No.
It was another one?
It was another one, but this is something, I don't know if she asked for this. This is something typical that happens by the DA because they don't want them talking, because they don't want him to convince her of nothing. But how the blogs and media put it out, they make it seem like the girl asked for it. She ain't asked for that. The DA be asking. And what's interesting is they gave them one initially. And I said, how are y'all even communicating via text? Maybe they only gave them a light one so he could get her, so she can get her things out his house. He can get the key. Once that was accomplished, 30 days or however many later, then they slammed him with the hard restraining order, no communication. So that's all the work of the DA, not her. But what's going to be interesting is if Miss Ma'am don't show up to the trial to confess, and that's where the case is likely to get dropped. That's why they dig it, and that makes so much sense why they have more people telling on him, because they know she's not going to be a good enough witness that's willing, because she's already giving them pushback because she doesn't want this to go forward. So they dig it for other people. So if we can't get you on this, let's try to get you on that. And what's going to be fucked up is if and when, because I don't know, I kind of want to say when, but if and when this case gets dropped and y'all knew y'all could have dropped it a long time, y'all dragged this man's case out purposely, knowing you didn't have enough evidence. But it's difficult to, it's like, as much as I say that, I still feel like something happened though.
Oh yeah.
Right. No, I still think something happened.
Let me tell you something. He's worth so much money. There's no way that all of those agencies with this one girl, they could have squashed that shit easily, especially because she didn't want to tell nothing. This absolutely makes me feel like there's a pattern of behavior and there is some evidence, because everybody pushed themselves away from you when there's already so much money on the table. It just doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's like, you got a big agency and they like, we out.
Yes. And New York cab drivers are absolutely watching people get attacked without calling the police, because they're minding their business. They don't want nobody coming back at them, trying to get back at them, especially if they recognized him.
People in New York mind their business anyway. It's a whole documentary about that. Y'all should watch it.
Oh yeah, the shit that happened on the subway.
Not on the subway. It was one where it was a girl that was killed in her hallway apartment, and didn't nobody call the cops. And she was there, her body was there that morning, so her brother go back to the apartment complex trying to investigate, and it was like some people who lived there. She was a closeted lesbian in like the 60s or the 50s or 60s. But basically everybody heard her screaming and nobody called the police. And yeah, the people in New York,
I was thinking of something more recent, like a girl, I believe, got art on the subway, I think, and everybody. Yeah, it was something like that. Well,
was
like
that like a few months ago or something?
I don't know whether, but it was like recent.
I heard that.
But yeah. Okay, look, people know who it is.
Oh, yeah, Kitty Genovese. Shout out to them documentary lovers, okay?
They do be selling it. But yeah, y'all, I don't know what's gonna happen with Jonathan. I'm more inclined to believe he did it. Also, when I look at those pictures of him before he got all muscle bound, I can see it.
I see a nerd.
But that's it though, Jamie. You're seeing nerd, but you gotta remember like how nerd niggas act when they want to be a fine nigga. And
but nerd niggas that I know don't act. They don't give that for me. But I only can speak on the ones I've been around. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They don't give the I'm like they a nerd. That's what they is. It ain't no fake facade. You know what I'm saying?
Amari Hardwick. Not nerd.
I don't know. I'm about to laugh at you like y'all did with Lala. Now wait a minute now. Not Omari.
No, but what I mean is Omari Hardwick is another one of those theater people like him, right? And you only know them because once they get on screen, they give you a certain persona that you fall in love with. But the dudes in theater be like low-key emotional and a little angry a little bit, because I feel like, don't we like think about Columbus Short, like people like that are deeply into their art, but they're also assholes and entitled assholes at that. So I can see it. You're thinking like nerd, like Steve Urkel nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm thinking like theater nerd.
Has Columbus Short ever been in anything good besides Scandal?
I mean, Drumline was like, wasn't he in Drumline?
Not Drumline. He was in the other dance movie.
On
the Yard.
B2K. Oh no, not that.
Stomp the Yard.
But y'all know he was in Cadillac Records, and to me that was the best thing he ever did, honestly, because not many people can get our accent, and he kind of had it. He was like, "It's your fuck, son." I was like, "Oh Lord." He had the goals and everything. To me, like that was one of them roles where you low key playing yourself, like you have to pull from your own shit to play that role. You gotta watch Cadillac Records if you haven't seen it, Necey.
I definitely can see that with Columbus Short.
I need to add that to my list of Now That We're Grown movies to do, because I definitely could go back and do that one again. Because y'all be talking real bad about Beyonce, but Beyonce did real good playing Etta James. Okay. Anyway, but with that being said, listen, if he didn't do it, I hope the evidence comes out and we could be like, oh, it didn't happen. But to me, the way first of all, the Army is known for being violent, and they were the first ones to be like, yeah, get him out of here. So I was like, ooh. But yeah, we still, it's above us at this point. We're gonna wait and see. But I'm just saying that I there are certain pictures and shit of him where it looks familiar to me, because I did know dudes like that growing up. Big head, small shoulders, not that cool, but want to be cool. So they got like underlying anger issues that they try to like cover up with overachieving. Oh, girl, that's perfect. Because y'all know my next Now That We're Grown is Medea's family reunion, and I'm doing it tomorrow. And so one of the characters, when y'all know when your girl read him down, the mama who was, basically tricking her daughter off to Carlos, which is Blair Underwood's character. Yeah. She read him down. She was like, and I know men like you, overachievers, scared that everybody's going to see your little secret in public. And I was like, damn, it do be like specifically little dick energy.
Like Martell.
Oh.
I'm saying that because Sheree,
yikes.
Listen, I'm so glad you brought it up, girl. Okay, listen. Let's go ahead and play the music then. Shit. Listen, it's 1,000 people in here, and I would really appreciate for all of you guys to like the video. You can't comment if you're not subscribed, so you should do that too. Okay, y'all, Love and Marriage Huntsville is a damn mess. The ratings are down.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, they are.
The ratings are down. And I feel like it's because people really don't recognize what it takes to make a really good reality show, and it really takes blunt honesty. And unless somebody is ready to lay all of this shit out on the table, reality shows are not interesting anymore. Back, like for instance, y'all been watching Love and Hip Hop Running Back?
I have not. I want to see it.
Yes, on Tuesdays they've been like putting episodes of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the first season, and having people from the show watch and comment. So Mimi has been there commenting on things. Erica has been there commenting on things. Scrappy had never heard that Stevie J had called Erica something called a slut bucket or something like that. And
a slut monkey.
A slut monkey. And Jacques was like, you need to go back and catch that fade again, because I heard that the first time. And I was dying laughing. So y'all, I've been watching it, but it's nothing to review as far as I'm concerned. But if you watch it, I forgot how, where my point was with that once the slut monkey thing.
I think you were just gonna reference how good television was at that time.
Yes. Thank you. And it was so good because nobody knew how to hide their shit back then. Nobody knew how to produce themselves back when Love and Hip Hop Atlanta first came out. So it just what was going on, and everybody had all this shit going on in their lives. So it was what it was. We thought it was fake back then. I remember feeling like this shit can't be real, bro.
Because it was too real.
Yes, but it was too real. People was having babies. People was making up and breaking up. So we know it was real because we've seen, as the years have gone on, what's happened in everybody's relationships. Like, as much as everybody want to think Kirk and Rashida was faking it and all of that, I think everything that happened between Kirk and Rashida was real as fuck, because the testament is the fact that they still together now.
Escape show is about the realest one we done got in a long time.
Yes.
Oh my God. That's why it was so good.
And that's why we were so glued in. So that's the reason why I think the the ratings for Love and Marriage Huntsville have been down is because it was only so good when Mel was honest about what she was going through and Martell couldn't control himself. So he was going to be honest because what else he going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't control himself. I don't know if y'all have noticed, he likes to manipulate scenes and stuff like that. But once he's been tapped, like once his shit get heightened, he can't control himself. So I think those were the only things that made this show so damn good. And then the fact that we got to see like the Scott brothers being misogynistic and their wives that, you know, dumb themselves down to deal with the misogynistic husbands. Okay. Yeah. But they've tried to clean that up in front of us. And so now nobody's being real. And Mel is tired of being the only one doing it. So that's why now the show is not as entertaining. Because now y'all are, and then also I think they were trying to overcorrect for that whole hood moniker that they got, which I never feel like they really deserved.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Like,
But what y'all think about the ratings before we get into the actual episode?
I'm not surprised because it's been very underwhelming for me this season, and I'm wondering if the next half of the season, they're gonna have to really give something, but it seems like everybody ain't really trying to give nothing, you know. I feel like a lot of the interactions are not genuine. They don't really rock with each other for real. Like, they only doing what they need to do because Carlos has had the conversation with them and they're trying to save the show, but it's like, we just kind of like, what are we talking about? Like, I kind of don't even want to continue to see Mel and Martell arguing and beefing over their children. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't care nothing about what Tisha got going on. She's trying to be that girl in charge, and then y'all magically all of a sudden on the 6th season got Marlo coming around mentally. That don't even seem genuine. That seemed like producer produced. Like, it's just not. It's boring a bit.
Yeah. I'm honestly interested in seeing Mel in Martell shit just because it was happening in real time and I'm invested. So I do want to see how the whole custody thing played out. You know what I'm saying? But after that, like, I
think I'm be more excited when she get a whole nother man. Like,
she's not gonna bring him on the show. She's not gonna bring him on the show.
She not, but I would love to see him being talked about on the show. I would love for them to treat him like a Wizard Kelly or somebody we never see.
Now I think I'm gonna get tired of.
Well, I don't know if I would, just because I feel like we would have enough content of Martell crying and losing his shit. Like, we would have enough. That man would be
going to talk to the Scott brothers about it.
He really gonna be showing his ass
punching the air and shit.
Right. I think I could handle that dynamic without knowing who the actual guy is. I think that would be good. But
I think we could take one season of that. I do.
Yeah. I'm not surprised if the ratings are
because after season 2, people gonna be start saying, I know I'm more than likely gonna be like, girl, it's giving Destiny. Like, don't nobody want to hear about them. We want to see about them.
You right.
That's why I say we can take one season of that. Because we can't take too many seasons of y'all not giving us shit. But they did decide this episode to give us more business. So we see Stormy and her husband Courtney happen to deal with the fact that they have 5,000 orders that they have not filled. And they have employees that apparently either need more help or need to be, I guess, more productive. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but I'm gonna tell you what doesn't make sense to me. If you are 5,000 orders in the rear and you just took another 20,000, order, a 20,000 product order, why would you fire the only person on production?
Come on.
That's what I just said.
And then Courtney was threatened.
And then she fired him because of some fucking feelings. That's the thing that made me mad. I was like, so you fired him because he comes in 10 minutes late and you see him on his phone every now and again? He told you he needed more people because it's him doing it by himself. And you told them, I'm gonna wait for y'all to get better in order for me to hire more people. And I'm like,
that's a
problem.
It's moving backwards.
The thing with that is given you want to retain as much of your profit as you can. There's more people you're going to have to pay out. But the thing is, as your business grows, you need to hire more people to do. Like, how are you in Target and you got 5 people in a damn warehouse? I don't understand.
That's not, That don't add up. And I know it was like what? It was 7 there, but we really not counting you and your husband. We count on 5 people that's gonna be putting in all this work.
6.
I don't like that.
It was 6 people
It was
before they
6.
fired her cousin.
Mm.
And I did feel like there may have been energy of the cousin being, resentful towards her. But to me, it seemed more like he was resentful because you probably be working in people to death and you don't want to hire more people because you want to cut corners where you can. But it takes, it takes a lot. And another thing is that you can't always hire your family. That's another thing. Shout out to Kiara Lachey, because I think that Stormy is trying to do what Kiara Lachey does with her business, because it's her mom, it's her brothers, it's her husband, it's the brothers' wives and shit like that. Like, it's a whole family situation that runs their business over there. They just got a whole new, warehouse where they house everything. But baby, when I tell you, Mama Peach, which is Kiara's mama, there's a text you can text, hey, my order, they will get back to you. They, send an email, we will email you. They be on top of it. So for me, I'm like, this is obviously, first of all, you hiring people that may not know what they're doing. Number 2, this is you not staying on top of them, because how the fuck you get 5,000 orders in the rear and you ain't been down here? It should have been a problem when you was 1,000 orders in the rear. How do we get to 5,000?
Yeah, that's insane.
I think she lets her anxiety give her avoidance issues to where she doesn't want to go and deal with the business. She thinks that it's just going to happen now that she's put these people in place, because it might stress her out with all of these issues happening and her having a high volume. But she needs to get her shit together, because and I hate to say it like that, because obviously you know better than me, but the emotional part of it, you haven't had meetings in I don't know how long, and you 5,000 orders in the rear, girl. It feels like you're not handling your business because you're too in your emotions.
Because he would have shipped them damn orders out before any layoff happened.
Hello.
Like, he would have got all of that work done for that month. Like, what? It's giving you might have to hire you some contract workers. Like, girl, I don't know. Get you a few of them.
She might need to
to
start operating as how Marceau said. She might need to start operating as the president and not the manager or something. However he explained it, she might need somebody to actually do the operations part. You just run the company and be high level.
Yes, I agree. But I did think that was stupid firing that cousin before you hired more people, because that's what it looked like. If you really did fire him, because we don't believe anything that's happening on the show unless it's Mel and Martell. I'm gonna just keep it a buck.
Well, the only thing I didn't believe, I do believe that Mel is booked and busy. I do believe she has meetings with all those people, and I know that those people are her real team. But that was a scene.
Oh yeah,
that was a very produced scene, and I wish they made it look more realistic, because just the way that, like, you could tell the camera was on one side of the table, everybody else was lined up on the other side of the table,
and then they're all going down the list, letting her know how they're going to make her great.
That for you, and this for you. Yeah,
I didn't like the way that
people in Milan, and we're going to make sure this happens. And
I didn't like the way that was produced. It was not it.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
it didn't.
I feel you on that. I
authentic.
Do. I really was more so thinking about the shit between her and Martell, like the birthday party, and then like I saw the preview with her talking to Tiffany. And she had recorded a conversation she had with Martell on the phone. And I'm so glad she did that. Because it reminded me of how everybody went in on Bambi for recording her conversations with Scrappy. And I'm like, see, this right here is why you got to record your conversations with these niggas. Because they're going to get online, they're going to get on a reality show and act like you the one that's the problem. And then really it's them. Okay, because that preview was hilarious to me. I'm going to just tell y'all what it was since I just saw it. But she was talking to Tiffany, and Mel was basically like, let me play it for you. And it's her calling Martell with Mariah on the phone. And Mariah's like, Daddy, are you going to come back to get me? And he's like, no, baby, I'm going to get you on Monday. And she's like, Martell, so you're not going to come back to get her? No, Mel, no, I'm going to get her on Monday, Mel. Oh, okay. She's like, okay. And like kind of laughs it off, because it definitely felt like you did all, and I said this in my review, you did all of that shit to make her look bad, but you knew you wasn't trying to get Mariah. You knew you wasn't trying to get Mariah because you was going to Atlanta to film with Sheree that night. So you knew that you weren't going to be available for that little girl. And you still went there because the cameras were there to make Mel look like she was being difficult, like you always. And I was like, that's so fucked up, y'all. And then like he's screaming at the baby party and disrupting the good energy and all of that just so you can go and put your tight suit on and your stupid hat and get into an argument with Kenya on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because when they said that was the same day, I was like, bitch, you gotta be kidding me.
So where did he come from with the white suit? Where did he come? Because when the scene opened, he had on a white suit. Sheree
oh
had
yeah, he had a
clothes.
photo shoot.
No, that was him coming from the Upscale magazine shoot. So that was a whole nother day. But see, that night when they went to Ross and Sanya's party, apparently Mariah's party was earlier that day. He's at Mariah's party acting a fool, leaves, and then goes to Atlanta to be at the party with Sanya.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. No. Because when he got to Sheree's house, it was daylight. Yeah. And they talked about the photo shoot. Then she told him about the party that he's supposed to go to. And he said, who all gonna be there? Yeah. So that seems like he had already been at Sheree's house. So Mel's daughter's party was probably in the afternoon.
No. I'm saying that the party, like Sanya and Ross's party that night, that was the same day as Mariah's birthday party on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So on Love and Marriage Huntsville, at the end of this episode, we saw Martell.
Was he wearing that hat?
No, he wasn't dressed the same at all. No, this was
I thought it all happened in them 3 days when Sheree said Martell been here for 3 days.
No, you thinking about it as it pertains to the Atlanta storyline, like how he showed up to her house. That's not what I'm talking about. Because he could have showed up to her house and then still went back to Huntsville and then came right back to Atlanta because it's not that far away, Jamie. You know that. So I think he was traveling back and forth a lot, like they said. Because remember, that's what Sheree said. He'd been there every weekend or whatever. But yes, the skate party was over at 12. So he was at the stadium.
Okay. I'm thinking it started at 12, so it was a morning thing.
Yeah, he said Mariah's party started at 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m.
Oh, that's why she said you can get her later on. It's still the rest of the day, still her birthday. It was early.
Okay. And he knew, and that's what I'm saying. Like he knew when he went there to raise hell that he wasn't gonna get her later that day because he was going to Sanya and Ross's party with Sheree. And we saw the scene with Sheree where she told him about it. So he knew ahead of time that he was going back to go to that party. Huntsville is 4 hours away from Atlanta. So so if Mariah and them party is over at 12, and that party wasn't until probably like 8 o'clock at night, like most people's parties would start 7, 8 o'clock. He had enough time, especially if it was a flight. If it was a flight, he had more than enough time.
Yeah.
And they also said that he has girls in Atlanta, and I believe that too. I believe he got a few little young ones because I don't think he really wants to be with an older woman. I think he wants to be with somebody his age or younger. I think he sees Sheree as a means to an end. I can get back at Mel. I can raise my profile. You know what I'm saying? So I think that whole thing with Sheree, she's sexy enough for him to smash, but he don't really want to be with her. That's why
because he wants more kids.
Yeah, he was like, Sheree. You know what I'm saying? When he did that, I was like,
he don't want to be with her.
He's not interested. That's what I was confused about when I was watching the show, because I'm like, why are y'all not putting the title on y'all relationship? But then you want to say that if he cheated, how could he if he's been whatever? And I said, well, y'all not even together for him to cheat. So what are we talking about?
Child, not a 40-minute flight. Yeah, he definitely able to get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Ross's birthday is in September. Wait, hold on. So now they're trying to say it's different. Okay, Ross party is in October. Mariah party was in January. Okay, well
that makes sense. Yeah,
they lied to me then, because that's what they said. They said it was the same day. But either way, it don't even really. Honestly, I really do feel like I saw those things on social media way closer together.
When was his birthday party? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
This is an easy fix.
That's what I'm trying to look up.
It just be confusing because we remember happening on social media in real time. Then things show up on reality TV. But I absolutely feel like he still did the same thing. Like I think Martell still showed up to that party knowing that he really didn't want to get Mariah, but just to act a fool. And I still don't like the way, Sheree ignores how Martell is because he hasn't treated her like that. Like, it's so weird. The way he screamed at Mel's mom, I was just like, why is you screaming at that lady like that?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell that he was screaming at her at first. I thought it was just somebody like it was hard to see the way that everybody was bunched in together. Oh, I was disgusted the way he
people out. They were like, shooting people out. That's why they had it cut so close like that. They did that the whole party because remember, I think another thing about the custody was for the youngest baby, Sugar Mama, for her not to be seen on camera and on social media because she's so young. So I think that's why, because if y'all notice, it was both of their party. It was
the party happened on the 28th of January this year.
Okay. January this year. So that wasn't the same day. Got it. Child, these reality shows manipulate timelines. Yes, they do. But somebody definitely told me that was the same day.
I mean, it's also a possibility that she just hosted a party. Oh, never mind. I went to her Instagram. Okay, the pictures she posted pictures October, so they did have his birthday party around his birthday.
Yeah, because that was like one of the first things they shot. I remember that. It was like September, October-ish.
It was. That was the first taping. That was like the first tape because I remember when Candy and old girl got into it, and then he got into it with whoever he got into it with. All of that shit was all over social media that day.
But the issue still is this: he still didn't come get that damn girl like he said that he was gonna come get her.
Boom.
Thank you, Big. I don't understand why you raised all this hell. Then he said something like, "I could pay for it." He was, "I could pay for all of this." Like, I was so like, why are we even talking about what you could pay for?
Yeah, crazy as fuck.
Just go get get your damn daughter afterwards. Like, I didn't understand.
But we know because he keep doing that. It's to make Mel look bad. But another thing that happened during this episode, the Scotts, Slutty Vegan, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Tisha trying to get that lady in there as a tenant so they can pay for their damn building.
Yeah,
that strip they got.
They like to move real. They real smart, business savvy people. How can we get this paid for? All them damn charities.
Yeah,
let's do a partnership. You pay the rent.
So Marceau is helping Martell study for the contractor's license, and Martell is supposed to be helping him work out. Girl, this is how you know they have always been in cahoots. And I think this season is the season that everybody is having a hard time keeping their lies up. Because to me, Martell and Marceau are way more chummy than they're acting like they are. Remember when Marceau is talking to Maurice and Kimmy saying that, because that was what I wanted to mention. Tisha saying that Kimmy is too much like Mel now. They're sounding like the Scotts because they want to be paid for their time. Remember that? And then Marceau is in the confessional saying, yeah, is Maurice hanging around with Martell a little bit too much? And I'm like, and then the next scene is y'all two niggas hanging out and him helping you work out. And I remember when Maurice was like, well, I thought Martell was helping you get in shape. And Marceau was like, no, I just been not drinking and going to the gym. That's it. He ain't been helping me with nothing. So I'm like, I don't know what the hell is that about? Exactly. I don't know what to believe in their scenes. I feel like there's shit going on behind the scenes that they're like digging at each other about on screen, but because we don't know, we're not able to pick up what's happening, specifically between Maurice and Marceau. But with Martell and Marceau, it definitely gives y'all were pretending not to be as cool as y'all are these past few seasons. Because when Queen Sheba said that she looked it up and found out that Martell and Marceau's names are still on scope together, it made me feel like, so were y'all lying this whole time about Tisha having to buy him out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me not trust anything that they have going on.
Yeah.
I did find it funny though, whenever Martell was complaining about Mel, Marceau was like, I couldn't tell you what I would do if I was in that situation. But I took
he had a whole lot of girl.
I felt like he was saying it as in, I don't believe that you telling the full story. That's the way it was impressed upon me. Like, I can't tell you what to do. Like, you be talking about so much bullshit, I can't give you no advice because it just don't make sense. And I think that he proceeded to talk shit about Mel, but I think he also knows that doubting Martell or making Martell look bad when it comes to Mel is not something they do publicly. That's something they do privately. He probably gonna go home to his wife and be like, nah, he ain't telling the whole story. But I'm getting the feeling that he like, something is up and you ain't saying the whole thing.
I just find it interesting because in the beginning he had a whole lot to say. In the beginning, now it strikes me as I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to piss off Mel. So let me just,
you think he didn't want to? Oh yeah,
anything he say could, like, you know what I'm saying. So he probably was like, I'm just gonna hold on to my thoughts. Ain't gonna say nothing. You're supposed to be in a better place. Yeah,
he wants her likeness for the expo.
That and the show, I feel.
Oh yeah, it's definitely feeling we still need this show to pay for all the things we have going on. And if Mel doesn't want to do the show, we learned last season that we don't have enough going on and we're not honest enough to carry it. So, because I feel like they thought they could carry this show without Mel, and that's why everybody was trying to push her out. And they found out those few episodes when she wasn't on the show at all, the ratings dropped because, first of all, y'all don't give anything. Like y'all did all of that hype and we didn't get anything from it, y'all. Do y'all remember the big fucking kerfuffle with Keisha's family and all
with
of that?
The cousins.
I feel like Mel came through on some I feel like I had been wanting her to do this for a minute, but I feel like she came through on some big boss ass, I don't give a type energy. And a lot of stuff has changed as far as like they mama being on the show. So I feel like she got that out of here. Who else? You're not going to be here either. And I think everybody is like, on some tippy, let me be cute, girl, because at any moment she could talk to production and you're out of here.
For your services.
It's Mel's house. It's Mel's house. Remember, Carlos wanted us to know that in the podcast that he did work, that it was Mel's house after he had been treating her like she can be replaced by Ariane a few seasons ago. Okay.
Listen. I will say this, and the people ain't gonna like it. I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all want to do. If Mariah Hope can be removed from Married to Medicine and the show continue to go on, it makes me think anybody could be replaceable. Now, whether you're gonna have the viewership when you make that decision, and you're probably not. You're probably not gonna have that. But if I look at TV in that same sense, somebody could, like, Mariah could be gone. But also, I think based on how Carlos's relationship is with Miss Melody at this time, it's not something that's going to happen in the near future. But we do not know, because it seems like he's more chummy with Martell than he really is with Mel. So I don't know what's going to happen. But anything is possible.
They say Mariah didn't have male star power. I don't think that. I think that Mariah was a part of a ensemble cast in a real way, like where other people were bringing to the table to, like, at some point Mariah, even if her personality outshined other people, her storyline didn't. Because you have other people with marriage issues going on. We don't know if these going to divorce. You know what I'm saying? All of that type of stuff.
Every time I think about Mariah in my head, I be hearing, no, bitch. No, bitch.
Do you want me to bring out the receipts?
No,
hilarious. I think that's a really good point. And that would definitely be the difference between those two shows, because nobody else on Love and Marriage brings anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, with Mariah, you're absolutely right. It was like everybody on the cast had something. It, you know, on Housewives, you might get a few people that got some and then a few that's holding back. No, everybody was bringing it. So she was gone. Yeah. And they all band together because they didn't, you know what I'm saying? They didn't like her and they got her up off the show.
Married to Medicine has been slept on.
That's what I've always heard.
I feel like Married to Medicine has been one of the more authentic shows. I think we just got done talking about that.
Oh, really?
Listen. You don't think Married to Medicine has been one of the more authentic shows?
No, we talking about this comment.
Oh.
But yes, no, I agree. They are one of the most authentic shows. They are
me too.
More likely to watch. The rumor is Mel pulled rank going to the network over Carlos' head. Honestly, if you think about it, what would have made him change his mind about the way he was handling Mel, considering the fact that he just got up there and did the radio thing with Martell, talking about how women, you know, they get successful and they leave, they'll let go of their husband's hand and they emasculate their husband. So to me, that was that same shit he was talking to Mel on the reunion shows, and Mel would check him and be like, hey, ain't nobody stopped doing shit. Okay, ain't nobody stopped doing nothing, and he still did what he did. So when he got up there, when Carlos got up there and said that shit on that interview, I was like, you still being passive aggressive with Mel, which tells me you pretending to be cool with her is fake for our benefit.
I wouldn't be surprised when we had Mel on and she was talking about when Carlos had apologized to her. She was speaking candidly about their relationship. Like, are y'all friends or not? Like, it's
she
not
was very open and said, I do not talk to that man every day.
She was.
She was like, let me clear that.
And then I felt like she answered our question. She said a lot without saying a lot. Like, whatever.
And she wanted us to know he apologized to her. She wanted us to know specifically that production apologized to her. And to me, that absolutely makes me feel like you went and put your nuts on the table.
She said, "You mean the cast or somebody? Yes,
I ain't know about that. Not Cool Rankin went to the network. Ooh, I ain't know about that. Maybe that's what Nene should have did.
It makes sense, girl. But you know what? It's when you know how to handle your shit. I feel like, girl, Nene don't know how to handle her shit. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Not everybody, but some people that don't go, that don't fully finish, their education, when they get into bigger rooms, they don't know how to handle it because they didn't think their education was important enough. So they don't know how to handle the business aspect the way I think Mel does, because she's very business.
Mel knows business.
Exactly. And that comes from being in college and being very into that,
very attentive to just in business. When her and Martell had their own, just working in it. Just
that's why Sheree website got shut down. Sheree don't know nothing about no business.
No, and she don't want to pay nobody neither. And that's another one of her problems. That's why that house took so damn long to get built, because you don't like to pay people. And then get mad when somebody say it. Girl, anyway.
I think it was because Tyrone was funding it with that money. Because they was sure to slide in that clip when Tyrone said, I got sent back something. He didn't say because of you, but he said something of that nature.
He was like, I'm not about to get sent back because of you.
Oh, he said, I'm not about to.
Because she wanted him to come down to see him, and he didn't. She did. He didn't.
Okay. I still think he was funding that house with illegal money, which is why the money wasn't consistent. But that's just me.
Where's the I think Sheree can barely read, to be honest. And this is what I wanted to say that she and Martell have in common, because it's just like
they don't know business together.
Yeah. It's giving short yellow bus together, but not for real. Because what Martell gonna do is Martell knows that this body is gonna get him to a woman that can take better care of him. Sheree is just a conduit, okay? She's just a conduit to get to women that have the type of money that he wants to, get. He's just about to be a gigolo. He gonna have his little young girls that he fucked to make him feel good about being a bum, and then he's gonna go and put the dick on somebody, hopefully somebody closer to his age that's accomplished, that will give him coattails to ride on.
I honestly think that
somebody with a builder's license.
It's no shade, right? I think he really should stick to the 5 kids he's used to. I don't think he should go out and create any more children until he gets certain things together under his belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your emotions in check, get your business in check. It's so many other things that he could focus on at this time. Instead of being so hopeful about a marriage, more kids, and worried about what Mel got going on.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what don't make sense to me, for somebody that all they do is work out, both of them, and they still haven't figured out how to turn that into a business yet? This is literally all y'all do.
That's what
I was thinking that.
Sheree, like,
when I saw Sheree's body in that 2-piece workout set, I was like, yeah, you need to do something fitness related. Maybe she should have came out with the donkey booty video.
Ooh.
First of all, Sheree is lazy. That's really what it is. Sheree is like a bum at heart, because she just wants somebody to take care of her. She doesn't want to have to work or do anything. The problem with that is that's not realistic, bitch. It's not. And you keep coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta every time you run out of money. And now you're just trying to stay because you realize you're getting too old to probably find you one of them rich Africans like Portia, right? Yeah, it's giving schemes that we set up because we broke.
I want her to say, I really want Sheree to set a Sheree day and give all kind of discounts on her website. Like she's gonna sell out. Cause I think it makes more sense to give discounts and sell out your stuff than to have those high ass prices and by the end of the year you still got, I'll say 90% of what the hell you ordered in stock. Like that's
Yeah.
not making sense. She does not know business.
I don't think she
And
holding inventory though. That's the thing.
probably that.
She probably drop shipping and waiting until she get a certain. She probably drop shipping or waiting until she hit a certain amount of orders, then placing the orders because she probably can't have that liability.
That makes more sense. But you know what also makes more sense? Instead of talking about Candy, get with Candy.
Candy said
Well,
she
she
tried.
tried. You went last season?
She said
Yeah,
she tried.
she said it this season too.
She said it this
She don't
episode.
want to pay nobody.
Exactly. So speaking of this episode, what did y'all think about Martell coming over and taking his clothes off in slow motion for everybody? Because
Disgusted.
I was
Girl,
just
I
like,
was screaming at production, doing the most. When that man pulling his pants up and you making sure you get a shot of his package, girl, I was hollering. I thought it was funny as hell because it's on brand for Martell. Like
it
that's
is.
like he looks like he got bigger up top, and he definitely seemed like he knew his way around her house.
Child. And the fact that he thought that she might have brought the cook in, the chef in for a threesome.
That was disrespectful.
Girl, that was
because I feel like that girl hurt him.
Yeah, and she didn't like that shit neither.
I wouldn't.
But
have
you know
liked that shit
that's what a nigga do that ain't really interested in you.
Mm-hmm. Play like
He'll
that
say
in
some
front of
stupid
you.
shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
So Sheree says that she wants him to come to Sonya's party, and he makes a comment about Candy and Todd and how short they are and how Todd is an opportunist. And I was watching Roxanne's review, and she said Martell ain't nothing but like 5'9" his damn self. So it's like Todd is 5'7", you're 5'9". You're not that much taller. You're not that much taller than him.
He could back up off Todd. Because let me tell you, Todd's standing on his coin. How about that?
Yeah. When he's standing
Todd
on
is
his
standing
money,
on
he's
his
10
money.
feet tall.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, Martell do look little to me. Like when I saw him taking his clothes off, he looked very like chunky, like short and wide, you know.
well, that's more Barstow and Maurice for me.
Really, they look taller than Martell though. They're not as like square. I feel like Martell is square.
You don't think? First of all,
Maurice gives every bit of square,
but Marceau gives curves.
Yes, legs and
body,
hips, body. Let's get them, girls.
It's definitely giving curves.
Oh Lord.
Listen, but yeah, 5'9" is not tall for a man. So I'm really gonna need for him to sit back and calm down with that one. You making us not like you already. Why everybody be trying to go at Todd? I feel like Todd don't even be doing nothing to nobody. Everybody just be going at Todd neck. And Todd just be sitting up there chilling like you really don't want it with me. You might come
why do they come for him?
Oh, easy target.
Easy target. He's short. And
he's not confrontational either. He don't really like, he'll get with you, but he don't really like all that for real.
He don't. And something makes me feel like Todd is one of those like, sneak like gutter dudes, like
oh yeah.
Like back
from
in
New York, I believe that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't about to do all of this shit with you in front of people, but let me catch you slipping and we gonna find out. Like Todd give me, I'll send some people around your way. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, he do.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna handle that. I'm gonna send a text message. Okay. And some things will happen. But Candy has her meeting with Zion Wine and Carmen and them, girl. We ain't seen Carmen in a long time. It was good to
see you. Yeah.
See you, girl. But Kenya and Mayetta come through. Mayetta hooked Kenya up with a man. Thank God. We want to see it though, Kenya. We don't want to just hear about it. We want to see it.
What did y'all think about him from the pictures?
I mean, I would have preferred for her to, do something else. But if you like it, I love it, girl.
Is it bad that I do kind of feel like I don't want to see her man on the show? Why? I feel like she brings all her men on the show and none of them work out. And I just feel like maybe if you keep something to yourself, well, girl, let me be quiet, because she tried to keep Mark to herself with
She
that whole
tried.
wedding, and it did not work out.
She did not bring
This
him on the
man
show at
ain't
all
gonna work
until it was
though.
too late.
She shouldn't have brought his ass on the show, but we'll
I
see.
think she needs to be with somebody that can deal with who she is and what she does. So they need to at least be able to come on the show and hold her purse. Like, I need you to, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to be fully involved. We don't have to have no full scenes of them. But at events, you need to come and stand behind Kenya like everybody else who got a man come and stand behind them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want for her. Not really that they business is all on Front Street, especially if it's new. But just so that, you know, when couples things come up, Kenya has somebody to bring. Because I feel like for the longest, she hasn't had anybody to bring. And I would like to see her, you know, in that space.
Yeah.
You know? So we, you know, we got high hopes for Kenya this season for her to continue being likable like she was last season. Now that she's tired of y'all using her as the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. Like, honestly, I was really happy to see Kenya, and I can't believe I'm still feeling like that. Like, I'm very much still
Me
like,
too.
oh my God, Kenya.
When I see her on screen, I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so beautiful. Yes, Kenya.
Yes. Okay,
what
come
has
on over.
happened? Who am I?
One thing though, Kenya, Sheree ain't your friend, and I need for you to hurry up and figure that out.
I need her to find it out ASAP. ASAP. That lady do not like you, and she damn sure don't like Candy. Leave that lady where she at.
It's like she think that Sheree is really her friend or something like that. Until we heard her say she not about to fight She-Man in the confessional. And I said, oh, by the time we got to confessionals, you figured it out.
Listen, when she clowned her about them over, when she said that lady eggs, she ain't had no more eggs or something, I said, oh.
That was funny as fuck.
She was like, she ain't having no more periods, so she ain't got to worry about that. I was just like, well, I mean, Sheree, you gonna keep pretending like you having periods? Because I don't think you are. I think I think you've been working out because you just been sweating, period. Okay, high flashes. Candy was spoofing everybody. And it's apparent, you know, that people have been feeling a way about it. I don't know why they taking the spoofs personal, because I feel like y'all dug in Candy's ass last season. Anything she did on those spoofs were not as bad as y'all, you know, counting her pussy miles the way y'all like to do every season.
It's like with the spoofs, that's what they supposed to be like comedic. Like, she's not adding words in y'all mouth. She's just reenacting what y'all have said. Y'all just mad that she's not taking offense to it, and she's just making a joke out of it herself, like,
and being successful off of it. That's what they don't like.
That's what I
love how
take the shade tree and turn it into the money
tree.
I did love how they left that clip in of Marlo saying she need to do something else because obviously Broadway ain't working for her. And then the week before, she gets nominated for an Emmy and a Tony.
Period. In the same damn 24 hours at that.
Right.
Okay. Like, see, you don't even know what you're talking about. That shit was so funny. But Kenya did mention that she heard Candy and Todd arguing. And that's another thing we're dealing with this season, is that Todd is working on a movie. Todd is not being as available to Candy and the kids as I think he's been in the past. And Candy is having a hard time with that. And she has to make time. We even had a moment where Ace calls crying because he wants her to help him with the homework. And then y'all know we got escape shit going on. Candy probably had her list of things packed to do. And I said in my review, I feel like she need to take a few years off of loading herself so top heavy because her kids are still young right now. And it just take maybe 5 good years of you not taking so much work on to be there for them. And then once they get in like high school, middle school age, you can go back to doing what you was doing before. But I do feel like Candy could take the pull back just a little bit.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
And I hated to admit that, because I was like, dang, hey Winter, I'm about to end up agreeing. I felt with Marlo. I was like, I hate, because I know Marlo is gonna come from a space of maliciousness. But it doesn't mean that she not gonna be honest. So we'll have to see how they play out. But I'm like, nah, for real, this ain't the first time we heard Baby A say that. He said that a while ago about how he wanted his mommy. So I think she do need, like, you don't have to do all the jobs.
I mean, it used to be Riley.
A good amount, but
it was Riley saying it before. But see, back then, I feel like people always bring Riley into it, but I kind of feel like when Riley was saying that shit, I feel like Riley was like the only child, and Candy is financially taking care of everybody. She's not just taking care of her and Riley. She's taking care of her, Riley, the cousins, the mama, some of the aunties, every time somebody need money. So I think even back then, Kandi probably felt even more so that she needed to push herself to get those jobs. Now you're kind of a little bit more well insulated. You know, you have your housewives, you have Todd, you know, you have the 2 younger kids, you got your family and all of that. You've made the businesses so that those businesses can fund the family members so you don't have to always fund them.
I think it's the same thing for her. Even with just having Riley, I think she still has that anxiety, I would say, and the feel the need to have the responsibility because now she has 2 other children. I don't think it changes anything. I think it's the same. That's why she still go hard, even with the 1 kid and all of that, because she's still taking care of a lot of family members. Now it's worse because with these restaurants, she's hiring family members. So she feels the need to produce for all these other employees on top of that. So I think, I don't know, it might be heightened more than when she just had Riley. Because it's more people under her belt now.
It is. It probably is worse now. I think Kandi can, take, but I think that'll be, up to her. But I don't like the fact that they make it seem like, like you said with Marlo, like, oh, Kandi doesn't spend time with her kids. It's like, bitch, how could you even say that about somebody?
Yeah, like get off that, Marlo, for real.
Please. Because you just not having a therapy session with your nephews and they been needed one. That therapy session was more so for you than it was for them. They should have been had therapy when they came into your house.
I did love how the nephew pointed out, well, we needed a break from you too. Like, I know the internet probably feel bad for us, but nah, we need a break from your ass too.
Oh no, because in real life, let's keep it a buck. We gonna act like we don't know women like Marlo. Use a cigarette, smoking, coke, drinking, cursing, screaming and hollering, aggravating at somebody. You might have money and all of that and pretend to be all classy and, oh, I do this and I do that, but you do a lot of that shit for the cameras. Like, I think you're just as scuttlebutt as, your sister.
I was about to say, her sister
is.
Who she always talked down. This is the thing. She said her sister had mental health issues. And then started out this season and said the boys ain't talked to my sister in months. And I'm like,
yeah, she got out and then disappeared or something like that. She probably back on drugs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the situation is, don't want to be responsible for them children most of all. And I think that Marlo wouldn't have wanted to be responsible for those kids if it wasn't for this show and her needing a storyline. And I think those kids know that. I think those kids feel that, and I think they have a lot of resentment towards their mom, and they're gonna have it towards Marlo too, because you can spend a whole bunch of money, but at the end of the day, we know that you only want us here so that you can have a storyline. I think those kids probably feel that way on some level, which is why they were so angry. Also having other anger issues from the mom and stuff like that, but definitely feeling like they can tell Marlo can be a user and it's probably doing for them because it suits her in this moment. If anybody knows that, I think those kids know that. So that's why sometimes when she has her scenes, I'm like, I don't know if I believe it's real or not. Because you don't seem like somebody that's actually trying to be better as a person. You just want to be better so that you can get more opportunities.
Right. She didn't want to fuck up her opportunity because, last season, everybody was mad about you giving the kids back. So now you got to come on and fix the behavior that you done fucked up and showed us that was your real behavior.
All right.
So what did y'all think? Because Necey, thank you for sending me the clip, girl, because it was in my whole video talking about Sonya's brother-in-law, who last year was a fucking trainer. Not this year. He's an assistant that wants to do real estate. So you got him working for you so he can make contacts. And I had a little friend or whatever that was always talking about real estate. And to me, I used to always be like, well, why you just don't go to school and get a real estate license? Well, I don't want to do it that way. It's because you really don't want to do it. You just want to say you want to do it because it sounds good. But if you really wanted to do it, then you would go and get the license and start working your way towards doing what you're trying to do. But you ain't really trying to do it. So whenever somebody says they want to do real estate, but they're not actually doing what it takes to do real estate, I call bullshit and feel like you're just saying anything.
I was confused. Okay, this is the thing I was trying to figure out. Everything you said, I agree with, but it pertains to Tyree. That's his name, right? Do he have a real estate license? Like, what does Sonya mean? It's not panning out for him the way he wanted. Like, do you have a real estate license and you ain't got no clients? Or are you just saying you want to do some shit?
See, that's the thing.
It sounds like Martell. He ain't passed that damn test.
That's one thing. Because she was acting like he did it wherever they were before. But I'm like, if he was doing real estate wherever y'all were before, why was he a trainer last season?
Yeah, you're right. He was a whole ass trainer last season. I forgot about that.
I don't know.
So fast forward to Necey sending us the clip from the show 9 years ago on WeTV. And this boy is, and I'm saying boy, because no man would handle his woman like that in front of people. But Cherie, who is Sanya's sister, who's on the show, who just called Sanya a dingbat because she, asked the kids if they wanted to go outside when she was fixing her something to eat. Girl, it looked like you was in an abusive relationship with that boyfriend that you turned into a husband who's now living off of you and your sister. And I feel like you're frustrated with your life, so you take it out on your sister. Because Sanya looked like, even though she the one paying everybody bills, she in there walking on eggshells around Ross, around you, around her parents, and seemingly around the assistant that she can't talk to in her own fucking kitchen, because you gonna buck and say that, why you can't have boundaries and let him eat his food, girl? Because he's living here and he don't work.
Right.
What you mean?
Some part of me feel like that's what Sanya get. I don't know why you so like why. I'm just bothered that you keep wanting to bring your family along for every goddamn thing.
Like, and they try to make it seem like it's a Jamaican culture, but how long were you living in Los Angeles, bitch? Come on, stop playing.
And I've been wanting to give her grace because a lot of people do that though. They get these big old homes and stuff, and then all their family stay together, right? So that's why I be wanting to give her grace, because I see it. Like when I'm driving through Buckhead and stuff, girl, it be like 10 cars outside, and I refuse to believe that they all belong to 2 people. Y'all got other folks living in their house.
And like y'all mentioned, it's Jamaican culture for the whole family to live together. But I always thought it was weird from the previous season. I just never spoke on it until this season, now that the job came up, that Ross and Tyree were already best friends who just so happened to get with sisters. I don't believe that Ross or Tyree is Jamaican. So to me, I'm like, for Ross to live in the house with the family, that's fine. But for Tyree, who I'm assuming is a Black American, non-Jamaican man, I wouldn't feel comfortable just assimilating because that's your wife's culture. Like, why not have your own home? It just don't make sense to me. It was giving kind of lazy. Like, this is my best friend. I'm going to live with my best friend and her family because it's the easiest. It gives lazy.
And this is the thing for me. This is why in American culture, I feel like you can't really have that happening as much as you would like, because there's always going to be somebody in the house that's not contributing. So that's why I feel like that doesn't always work here. And to me, it feels like he probably is volatile in some way. So the sister is like hypersensitive of his volatility. That's why she bucked for him when it kind of seemed like, girl, why are you calling your sister a dingbat? Just because
she was bucking
and then saying she don't respect boundaries. Like, that's her assistant. And you talking about boundaries, but you living in her house? I'm so confused.
And I also
are you still doing her hair? Because your job was on her as well.
That's the thing. I want to be clear and say I don't think that multi-generational living is lazy. But I think that it's something when everybody in the house works for one person. So it's like, how much work are you really contributing to contribute?
Exactly.
How much work are you doing to get your cut of pay? You could kind of just coast and decide you don't want to do your sister hair, or decide you don't want to, study for the real estate test, and then the bills are going to be paid because she's paying all the bills. That's weird.
It is. And Sanya was saying everybody was eating off her, even the parents. So it makes me feel like nobody but Ross is bringing in another income. And I feel like I don't know what Ross's money was like, because didn't Ross play ball? I think he also, had some type of athletic career. I don't know who was making the most money, but it always seemed like Sanya was making the most money in that household. And now he has a business that Sanya's money probably funded. But I don't know.
I don't even know how to ask this question, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Y'all help me with this question.
Throw it.
What I'm thinking is, do y'all think Ross has a right to feel a way about Sanya not wanting to have another child, but having all these grown ass folks in their damn house?
I mean, do y'all see her getting pregnant?
I don't see her getting pregnant.
Exactly. Which is why I feel like that shit last season was bullshit. I don't think he wants her to have another child. I think he was fronting like he did, but I don't think he wants her to have another child because he's hardly ever home. And it makes me feel like if they had another child, that might require more from him than he's willing to give anyway. So he don't really want that, but they needed something to talk about. And they know how to do this because they've already had their own show. So they know how to keep people talking, you know, and have just enough to breadcrumb you. But yeah, I definitely feel like there's more going on with Sanya. And I hope we actually get to see it this season, besides her trying to be fake Cynthia, because sometimes it feels like she's just trying to be fake Cynthia.
She's trying to feel Cynthia's wrong.
Yes, but you got all this shit going on. Like, give us something.
I think she's gonna disappoint me again this season, but I'm gonna hold out a little hope.
For a fact.
I didn't like the whole Courtney situation, but you can let Marlo know, but not Candy, and we'll just we'll see, Sanya, how you're gonna go.
Not well. I don't think she's gonna redeem herself. I knew she wasn't gonna redeem herself. Whenever I knew she wasn't gonna redeem herself when she came on there talking about Drew and rolling her eyes, and I was like, "Damn, you still ain't learned, because what was you and Drew really beefing about? Y'all sat up at that fucking reunion and called it one big ass apology and apologized round and round and round and round and round. Now the camera's back and you like, Drew."
Okay, so they said Ross retired NFL 2015. So that means he probably did take some of his money, you know, in, I'm sure it's their money. They're married, y'all. Don't get me wrong. But I just kind of feel like when we look at it, Sanya is still the only one doing Nike commercials and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sanya's the only one that's still using her her being an athlete to make them money. And to me, it sounds like she's the one that's been paying for her whole family this whole time, and it's not Ross's family.
They say he was a two-time Super Bowl winner, two-time Super Bowl champ. So I wonder what incentives come when you win the Super. Do you get anything with it that you can go and invest, or you just get the title?
I don't think you do.
No,
I think they bank on sponsorships.
And it depends on who you were on the team. Just because you got a ring don't mean you was making a lot of money, and it don't mean that you was like a big player just because you played for a big team. Because sometimes niggas be in the background for years and they make them a cute little coin better than most people making, but it's not nearly the money that the big players make. There's a huge like difference. He has a nice pension. Okay, good. But yeah, Sanya will continue to be fake as hell, and I don't understand why she keeps referring to patois as Jamaican. It's like when people call everything African but don't specify which country. It's because I don't think she really has the Jamaican roots that she likes to act like she has. And what I mean by that is, yes, you probably were a child in Jamaica, you traveled back and forth, but you grew up in America in an Americanized manner. That's your culture. You come from that, yes. But like Safari, y'all always put 20 on 10, and it's annoying. Like, y'all don't talk like that normally, and then y'all hit y'all this accent, and it just be like, but that's not how you talk though. I don't know, girl. I liked Sonya before she got on this show, so you know, this is just a little.
I was excited for her to join when she
did. Too.
I was like, no, I'm good.
It's not giving what it's supposed to give, Sonya. You're gonna have to be real this season, sis. Okay, don't be fake with us. It's not fun. So let's get into the altercations that took place. So first of all, we saw Sheree coming in with Martell. Kenya and Mayetta gotta let her know that word on the curb is Martell is still a hoe, and she's defensive and not really trying to hear it. And then talking about Kenya don't need to be worrying about her. Kenya needs to worry about if Mark gonna take late whatever the fuck. More manner. Is she gonna take more manner from her? And he put baseboards in. And I was just kind of like, Sheree, you do want us to care about Martell. That's why you showed up to the first day of taping with him. So I wish you stopped fucking playing like, you know, because apparently I thought this party, I'm not sure, but it felt like this party was the first time everybody was gonna be in a group setting together. And she knew that. So that's why she wanted him to be there. You know, just like Candy said, you called Freddie Yo to take them pictures in the park, motherfucker. Like you been trying to get us to pay attention to this shit. Stop fronting, acting like you don't want us to see it. You do want us to see and ask questions. Stop fucking fronting.
Too funny.
But yeah, we'll see the continuation of that argument between Kenya and him next episode. I can't wait to see, but I'm sure that Kenya's going to gather him. He's not going to be able to get his words to come out fast enough to argue with Kenya. Yeah, go on back over
He
here.
knew he done fucked up though, because when she asked to speak to Sheree one-on-one, he was looking nervous.
Oh, because he definitely was trying. He was just casting his net out. I think he was trying to highlight as many people as he could see and see who bit. And Sheree is the only like vacant, thirsty person that will, that will throw it out there.
Yep.
Who else? Candy and Courtney. Y'all, can somebody tell me what Courtney's problem is? Because I'm so confused.
I was so lost. She just didn't like the fact that Candy was asking about her. And I'm like, and then she said, do it look like I need any friends? Bitch, does that mean Candy was trying to be a friend? I am so confused, man.
Yeah, I was confused. And the thing was,
I'm going to bring you on this show, but when I bring you on the show, you're going to have to like come for Candy with me.
Yes. Because she explained that story to Sheree that didn't make no fucking sense. And Sheree still found a way to talk negative about Candy. And I was like, hold on, did you even understand what the beef was? For you to just be like, yeah, that sounds just like Candy. What?
Weirdos.
Big weirdos.
I cannot. It's the attitude that came with it. It's like they didn't even do that to you. Like, I am confusion. I wanted Candy to headbutt the out of her. Like, I wanted her.
On episode 1.
Calm down. Like, girl, what is you?
And I felt like Courtney had quoted Nene when she was arguing with Candy. Or either she quoted Candy to Candy when she was like, bring it on. Oh, Candy said something like, I'm going to need you to chill out. And Courtney said, I'm going to bring it on down. Or I'm going to bring it.
She a fan.
She said something similar to that. And I was like, oh, you're quoting. Like you were trying to reenact the scene right now.
Talking about, I'm one of the people that thought you were worldwide. Like, girl, you're a fan.
Candy never said that she didn't call and see who she was. She was like, she didn't call anybody. She said she looked her up on Instagram or somebody sent her a picture. And even if she did, y'all know how this goes. Somebody new coming on the show. Everybody like, well, who coming on the show? Who is that? What they do? That's not a big deal. I'm sure everybody did that. The problem was that Courtney was trying to make it seem like Candy was talking shit about her.
Yes, like she had a problem
looking her up. Like Candy called, she was like, well, I'm not a clout chaser. And Candy was like, but I never said you was a clout chaser. What are you talking about?
Right, weird.
So it was like Courtney was coming at Candy with a gripe, and Candy didn't even know what the gripe was about because she don't know the girl. And this is when Candy talked on her speak on it about being a line. I'm the line, meaning that I'm the one in the scene that doesn't know what's going on. That's what I understood it to be, because on reality TV, there are normally times where everybody but one person knows what's going on because they want the honest reaction from that person. So there'll be other people in the scene that know what's about to happen, except for the one person. And the one person finds out that they coming to them with the bullshit, and then they, respond.
So look at this comment from SJ. It makes sense. It says it was the producers that called her because Courtney dropped Candy name. So that she probably dropped Candy name to get on the show, and Candy probably was like, I don't know this girl.
Yes.
And she probably feeling stupid, and that's what it's about.
Yes. Demetria Glenn, thank you for the super chat. Courtney came in with too much dip on her chip. Scram.
Yes.
Yeah, it's given we want to attack Candy because it's the easiest thing to do. That's what it's given. Okay, so does anybody have anything else to add about Real Housewives of Atlanta before we move on to the last two topics? No. Okay. Well,
I was trying to think. Let me see.
Oh, go ahead, girl.
Let me see. Shout out to Todd for waiting there, ready to slide.
He was.
Okay, he pinned the jacket and okay, come on, Candy.
No, but I love that he gave her enough distance too. He wasn't all up on her breaking it up. He waited back in the cut. Like, okay, I'm gonna come through when it's ready.
Candy, I'm disappointed that you told Kenya to accept that message from Martell, because had she never accepted it, she would have been able to show Sheree that this man did message her and she never messaged him back. So now Martell's gonna be able to pull up the text message and be like, oh, I sent her this. He could even lie and say that she sent something back or whatever. Who knows? But my thing is, why delete it? Somebody in my comments said the dumbest shit that I've ever heard in my personal for me.
Oh goodness.
They said if I send somebody a DM and they don't respond after what, a few days or after a few minutes, I'm deleting it. Why? You act like people obligated to respond to you. Like, why would you do that? Because you didn't get it. Like, okay, then that gives your ego is hurt. So if that is the case, then it means that, to me personally, Martell had a hidden agenda as to why he reached out, which is what most dudes do. They find the most smallest thing that they feel is relatable, or what they can hit you up on. That's what he did. He hit her up on some, hey, thanks for what you had to say. Because I'm sure a lot of people said things about the show. He didn't hit them up, I'm sure. But you hit up Kenya, so you had a hidden agenda behind that, and Kenya did not respond. So you chose to delete it when you ended up getting with Sheree. But I don't know, right? That's just what I'm thinking. Like, and then somebody said, well, why didn't Kenya bring it up a long time ago? BITCH, why would she need to bring up that message to her from 2020 or 2021, whenever it was, when they weren't even a thing?
They literally was a thing the week before when the ink dried on that contract.
Boom, on that contract. So now it makes more sense for her to bring it to them. But that's just what I think. But y'all do what y'all want to do.
Girl, I don't believe nothing that them people say. I believe that, Sheree, you be dumb if you don't think that Kenya's telling the truth. Martell is an opportunist. He was trying to find any way to get in. Didn't Candy also tell us that he came to her restaurant with a camera crew with somebody else, like her cousin or something like that?
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I definitely.
Wait, did she say that when we interviewed her?
I think so.
I remember her saying that.
I think that was, but you know, I could be wrong, child. Y'all know there's all kind of miscellaneous information out here. I don't know no more. But with that being said, let's go ahead and move on. Make sure y'all like the video. Okay, girl, we just needed to take a beat. Okay, make sure y'all like the video. Okay, so you guys, Kim Zolciak and Croy are going through a divorce, and he's asking for custody of the kids and child support.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was new. That was a new development I saw.
He was the one with the money. I thought he was the one with the money.
Why would you think that?
Oh goodness,
girl, I think they had money as long as they was on that show, and then they had a little bit of money saved, and then they weren't getting any other jobs, and he probably ran through his money because of her and those kids getting surgery and shit and all of the other stuff that they do. So it's given that y'all ran out of money, but y'all weren't bringing any more money in, and then y'all lost the house. Y'all got money to get the house back, and then lost the house again because you couldn't afford to pay the mortgage. Why were you fighting to get the house back if you knew you couldn't pay the mortgage?
That's what I was confused about. Or at least if they were able to pay the mortgage, they still owe the government $1.1 million.
Oh, girl, I didn't even know that.
So
to me, it's giving you been dumb this whole time, and now she looking for the next big papa.
Well,
he would have been smart to stash money, but this is the funny part for me, and this is not surprising to us. But when I was thinking about the way they always talking about Black women and how we need to, lower our standards and all of the shit they say about Black women, and then you get Kim Zolciak marrying this man, and as soon as the money problems hit, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Work do us part. Okay.
But did you hear how some people are thinking they just doing the divorce thing because they owe taxes? They were saying that it's basically, they were saying it's some type of strategy, like Nene and Greg did it, divorced when they owed,
I was wondering,
and then got back together.
I mean, I can believe that, but I would also probably want to believe that she don't want to be with him because he ain't got no money, and now that she can't provide the money anymore, it's like, well, I gotta go do something.
It makes me wonder if that's never mind. I was about to try to connect the dots with Robin and Wine, but they divorced because somebody stole their money, not because they owe taxes.
They still did owe money on taxes, but
They did.
not why they divorced. But I just kind of feel like this is because it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody thinks y'all can live a lifestyle that is not reasonable to what's happening in the world. You can't keep like spending money like you're a rich person and not be bringing any money in and think you're going to be able to sustain your life. Like that's crazy as hell. Like, and I get it. We all go through it because money be going up and down, but that's the reason why you don't do the most. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a time when a reality show check runs out. And if you don't have anything to replace it with, then what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right. Run back to Bravo and start crying and get sympathy because as Nene said, she going to get the bailout, but Nene won't. I did want to read this comment on my video about Kim and Croy and this person because I asked the same question, Necey. I was wondering if it was a strategy or a method to them, like divorcing so that she can avoid paying anything or either of them. And they said, I'm a tax accountant, and trust me, they were sent several notices and then they stopped. But what doesn't stop is the interest, penalties, and fees that are computed daily for many states. And no, they can't divorce to evade paying a debt that they entered into as a couple. So even if she was, trying to do that, it wouldn't matter.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't think they would divorce because of the taxes. I think they would divorce so she can go and find a rich man to pay for the life, and then she would be, still fucking Croy. Like that's what I would think if that. But I don't think that. I think that this relationship has probably run its course because I think that once the money ran out, this became unattractive.
I feel like it's been fake and forced for a long time. Like, honestly, when she found him on the show, she wanted to sell everybody that her life was perfect.
She sure did. So, down to the last minute.
Yeah. When I feel like you're trying to sell a perfect life, nah.
And I'm going to tell you, Nene can say what she wants to, but Nene is the perfect example of when you think you can do what the white girls can do, and everybody keep telling you that that's not the society we live in. Like, you can't bitch a fit, act a fool, give them people your ass to kiss, and think they're going to bail you out. Right. She can come on a show and say shit like, no other white woman would have been on a show full of black women.
I'm the only white woman dumb enough to be on this show.
Wow. The only white woman dumb enough to be on this show. Right. Now she gonna bring her ass back to that show by way of fucking Sheree. And honestly, I feel like if it was up to everybody else, her ass would not be invited back on that show. But because Sheree's bitch ass is there, and I hate to say it like that, but Sheree, I really don't like Sheree. Like, I don't like Sheree. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I think Sheree's a bad person. Like, everybody act like she not, but to me, when you shit on people that do for you, you're a bad person. And especially when as a black person, you come on this reality show and you like team up with Kim Zolciak when she was shitting on everybody that season, not wanting to show up to work, coming with Croy sitting in a car and then leaving early because you too good to film with these black women, right? Now that you done got the man and all of that, you too good to film with these black women. And Sheree stupid ass ran behind you thinking that because Kim was gonna get her own show and because she had tardy for the party, that if I was friends with her, maybe I can go on her show. I don't have to be friends with these bitches. And then what happened? Her show gets canceled. Honestly, I don't know how her show stayed on that long because
it should never. It should never.
But either way, I feel like, at the end of the day, she was doing the same thing that Nene was doing. Like, you was just acting the ass at one point because you thought you was too good. And they were able to give her own little show. It ran its course. But Nene, you can't do what the white girls do. I'm sorry, baby. That's just not how.
And wasn't she on TV talking about a roach and somebody else? Wasn't it her?
Ooh, I'm glad you brought it up. And she said Candy live in the hood.
Yeah. And she had that assistant, that black assistant, and she said something to that black assistant that was racist. Oh, I can't remember what it was.
I don't know, girl, but Sweetie was like embarrassing to all of the black people that was watching the show at that time. That's what I'm concerned. Anything else on Croy and Kim?
Nah, I ain't trying to see her back on nothing.
I wonder if he gonna get them kids. I don't want to see her on shit. I'm with y'all. But I also read, I must say, I did read that she is prepping or whatever for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. I don't know
I saw that
if
too.
it's true, but
watch.
I'm not either.
Nah.
Because to me, the last one
Who else could they
had
really get?
some of the best people.
The Dream Team.
Correct.
And it still wasn't that good. So
it wasn't. I fell off. I thought it was gonna be much better.
I don't think I finished the last 3 episodes.
I finished it, but I didn't review it.
So it definitely wasn't hitting.
With that being said, you guys move on. Chris Breezy's the last topic, everybody. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Chris Brown fighting every damn body. Okay.
I'm triggered.
Okay, so first of all, we had this video first. Okay, look, Tiana is dark, but that's Tiana. Tiana was just chilling on her phone the whole time. Chris Brown is seen here pushing back and forth with Usher baby at his birthday party, and he even says, "No, man, F her." I heard him say it. Okay, so that happened, and then everybody was like, "Oh, well, Chris is mad because Tiana pulled out of his AMA performance." And I'm like, well, didn't they cancel his AMA performance? So how could she pull out of something that was canceled? I don't know.
I got it. Get out.
That was it. Please tell your lovers and friends that Usher, John, and Luda had to do it again. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. But either way, you know, Chris Brown has been getting into it over the weekend, all over the place, and I personally feel like, well, Chris Brown is volatile, and I think that he has, you know, some issues. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like Chris Brown. I'm sorry. Chris Brown is problematic. I think he's a colorist. I think he is still violent. I think he still does some of the things that the girls say he does. Okay. So yeah, I think he's just somebody that makes really good music. And because there are so many young women that do not care about how a man treats women, they will continue to buy tickets and pay $1,000 to take pictures with him, even though he will kick them out of his section at the club.
Yeah.
And so after all of this happened, it kind of died down a bit because nobody was really saying anything. Usher got up there at the Lovers and Friends concert, showed y'all wasn't nothing wrong with his face. That story went out the window. We ain't hear nothing from Tiana because Tiana ain't gonna say nothing. That went out the window.
Well, where the fuck is Iman though? That's what I want to know.
And that's what I want to know.
He's not gonna say that because she ain't gonna say that.
And that's what I was thinking too.
Iman.
She probably like, shut the hell up. Don't even get in there.
I watched Iman on College Hill on his first episode. Shot Iman somewhere high. Like it's given. Do I need to come through? And she like, nah, it ain't no big deal. All right then. That's what it's given.
Yeah, I don't think it would have went that way. I think it could have went a way like this if it was Iman, because I think Iman is a rational person, right? Even though Chris, first of all, I don't think none of that shit would have happened had he been standing there.
That's not at all.
That's one.
Not at all.
Two, I think if there was an issue, Iman would have tried to get a bit of understanding to see where Chris was coming from. And the moment Chris got fly, then it definitely would have been a fight. For sure, if Iman was there. But
Chris, who did he get into it with at Lovers and Friends? Because we still don't really know.
I don't know. And that right there wasn't even
Elliot's camp or something like that.
I don't know. I was wondering if it was like a production crew member or something. I don't know. It could have been I don't know. I was wondering, but it seems like he was trying to get a handle of the situation. Like, I got it. And it seems like all the people around doing the pushing and stuff, because of course they got to protect him. He's a celebrity, made it bigger than what it really was. But
you
also
hear somebody say, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Right. Get him out of here. But also because it's Chris, and Chris, based on your history, you got to be mindful of the situations you put your damn self in, because the people going to chew you up every chance that they get. And that's really based on how you've shown yourself in the past. Now, I have given you grace in the same sense as Usher and Tiana has given your ass grace. But right here is where I slide to the side and let the people chew you the hell up, because I'm trying to figure out the issue with because see, we would never be here with Usher if it wasn't an issue with Tiana. And I'm not understanding. I feel like it must be something completely different, because even if she was supposed to assist with planning your show, the show got canceled. Like, I mean, you need to be arguing with the white man that got you knocked the hell off versus you sitting over here arguing with this
But
woman.
you know how that goes. What Cynthia G always say, they can't go and fight with the white man so that they're gonna get mad at the black women because they can't get mad because they can't do nothing to the white man, so they gonna get mad at you.
That sounded about right.
It
Well, he
does.
needs to go over there and say something to him. Okay, you need to figure out how you're gonna do that. Get your people to talk to him or whatever the case is. But Usher is not an aggressive person. I just don't. I mean, I'm just confused. I don't know. Like Usher's trying to have. First of all, Usher threw a party for you. Let's start there. Okay. Usher just did an interview the week prior talking about how you were his little brother and how much he loves you and how he's would love to continue to work with you and all this other stuff. And then you turn around and girl, of course, now see, this is where we don't really know. And this is where it's kind of hard to just accept whatever was put out there. Now with the Tiana situation, I'm with you because we saw that. The outside situation is kind of where I'm in the middle. I don't know if I should fully believe it, but because part of the story was true with Tiana, I want to believe that it all happened. But y'all don't even know what happened. Y'all only got hearsay of a person saying Usher went around the bus or whatever, came back with a bloody nose, and then y'all also came to the front and lied and said that Usher had marks on him and bruises or whatever the case was. And Usher came, thank you, and Usher came to the front like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all lying. So that's where it's like, I don't know whether I should 100% believe that, but it still goes back to this point of Chris. Okay, you be putting yourself in these situations. And then you be getting upset when other people be sitting up here dragging your ass. And you have to be mindful for that. And you would think that a person of your status and now a father of two would finally like get that shit together so that you don't continue to have these conversations. Like it's already a stain on your legacy. But from this moment forward, you could really like fix that shit, you know. But
in private.
That's on you. And then it's giving like if it was some real footage that would have dropped about Usher, it definitely for me was giving career suicide because Usher is
love. Well loved.
Okay. He is definitely that NIGGA.
Did you say Usher is bae?
It's bae for a lot of people. He is. He's that. Oh, not for me. I love me some Usher.
Hold up.
Girl, I'm gonna need for you to calm down.
I love me some Usher now, but you know. Oh my bad. Thank you, Sierra. Chris got 3 kids.
Somebody get said
I know because she about to girl. She about to come to Georgia. Like,
you want to take your AirPods out? Like, who got the head?
I cannot. She said, wait a minute. Wait. Excuse me. Did you say bae? Bae what? Girl, Usher is before anybody else. Definitely before
No, it was just I ain't never heard Jami say that. So I was like, oh, that's how you know feel.
What? I'm glad you did that because speaking of people that must love Chris Brown, or just these. I'm sorry, you love Usher, but she loved Chris Brown. Child, Lisa Ray. Let's play this right quick.
We have 2 incidents in one weekend. Like again, we're playing like come on. If I have 2 incidents in one weekend, I go, come on, y'all judge me for something I did 8 years ago, but I did 2 of those things this weekend that were both caught on audio.
What 2 things? What was the one?
There was another. There was 2 arguments that were caught on video where he was like out of pocket. I'm just saying, you're right. There could be more to it, and there usually is, right? But when and also when like because that someone says that stuff about you, or someone says stuff about me, or Vivica Selena, we have to be extra careful to not give anyone anything. Like because they'd be like, look, there she is. You may be in a total right about something, but you're gonna get blamed because of your past, and that's just the way life is. We can't change that. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate that he's going to be, we're always looking through that lens.
Why you got to chill? Why you got to chill? What if he felt just like what he said? F her. What if he felt like that? And he's saying that to his friend. What I don't like about it is that every time we bring up his name, not us, but every time his name is brought up, that he always get automatically blamed. Because he is that way. We know him to be that. So it gotta be him. That's what I don't like when people have that kind of stigma, because I got that. It's quick for you to think that, oh, well, Lisa Ray would have did that, or Lisa Ray said that. And I don't like that, because that very next time it could have been very different. But you blame me because of my past.
Okay. So
what is she referencing? Did I miss something in history?
I was just about to tell you. No, I'm gonna tell you what it was. When Brat got pregnant this last time, and that lady reposted an old clip of her saying she didn't know about the pregnancy, everybody assumed that the shit was still bad between her and Lisa Ray. So I think that caused a lot of shit. And the lady had to come out and say that the interview she posted was old and it was a whole situation. But I remember doing commentary like, oh, I believe Lisa Ray probably had a problem because she always got a problem. So I personally said that shit. So that's why I know like that she's probably talking about the shit with Brad, like how people be about her with the stuff with Brad. You know, Brett don't mess with you, and we feel like Brett don't mess with you, and it's your fault. Like, and you feel like it's not your fault all the time. And I can understand that because the brat is a big ass brat. That's why they call her that. So I've seen Lisa Ray's reality show, but in this moment right here, I need to gather her because it annoys me that you don't see anything wrong with him addressing Tiana Taylor in that way.
That part for me.
Tiana Taylor is sitting there. She's not standing up. Like his energy, the fact that you have to push back and forth with somebody means that you were trying to walk up on her and she was sitting there. She didn't even move. When I tell you, when I saw a clearer video of it, I couldn't find that clearer video because I think it was actually on TMZ's website. But the clearer video
recorded.
Yeah, she sat there on her phone the whole time.
She was looking off. She didn't even look up. She was looking at her phone the whole time. She didn't even look up, which tells me he was probably on one and saying fuck her after the backstory. Everybody knowing how she didn't stay down for him throughout all of this problematic shit
and
he's
still
had.
Showed up to the birthday to support. Yikes.
Okay, and for him to stand there and tell her no, fuck her.
Yeah,
like aggressively. And Lisa Ray as another woman, you think that that's okay? So what if that's how
because
he
that's
felt?
how he felt.
But we're supposed to believe that he didn't do anything, right? Because what?
She sounds like
give him the benefit of the doubt for what? Why should we give him the benefit of the doubt? Oh, y'all, I can't deal with Lisa.
What you saying, Necey?
I said she was sounding like somebody ignorant auntie. You know how you have these older women leading young men the wrong way, kind of like how we see Martell and his mama. And they'll go up for everything they do, and that's what it was given. It was like it was given delusion. You're delusional if you found a narrative in your mind to try to make that sound right.
Yeah, it definitely was heavily tied to the brat, and I think that she used the Chris Brown situation to honestly justify herself.
Yeah,
but I think that Claudia was absolutely right. Like you can like an artist all day long. Myself, I like Chris Brown, right? And ain't nobody gonna make me change that. I'll change that on my own. But I like Chris Brown. But at the same time, with this situation, like it don't make sense. And if you did those things, like you whack for that. Period. Like there's nothing wrong with calling them out as is, which is exactly what me and Claudia said the same damn thing. Like you know your fucking history at the end of the day. And you know the people gonna chew up every little thing that you do. And y'all know another thing that made me think it was that he probably did this.
Why?
For me, it wasn't even so much as your history. This is your past. What you always do. You come at people. You're aggressive. No, it was the fact that he ain't say shit on social media for me. Because every time somebody lie or say something on him, Chris Brown comes, you're going to get an IG story. You're going to get one. But this time he ain't do that. So I was like, okay, I'm starting to think this happened. But when Usher showed his face, I was like, damn, I'm back in the middle. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know.
Well,
because you still look good.
I think Usher is gonna want to protect him because it's clear him and Usher, they don't have no beef. It wasn't like they was trying to fight. He was trying to get him to chill out. So I think that Usher's gonna want to protect him, and that's part of the reason why he showed his face too. Like, hey, I'm good. Don't be talking about me getting beat up. But I also feel like eventually they're gonna come together again. They're gonna come together again. We're gonna see it.
Well, I think that's the same for Tiana. I think she might be doing the same, which is why she hasn't said anything and why her man ain't say that.
And I'm gonna just say this. I think everybody is moving from the space of feeling like it's in their best interest because he's still so highly sought after musically. And they may feel like he a cool dude, but on some level, I feel like y'all are the reason why he's allowed to continue to get away with shit. Because when he has these moments, y'all protect him. and y'all are eventually going to come back around to work with him again, and y'all are just act like, oh, that's not who he is. He just had a moment. And it's like, but he's been having these moments now since we've known him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's still like a kid.
Yeah.
He's grown.
Yeah.
He was 18, 19 at that time. He's the same age with me. Like, he's like 35 now. Like, so I feel like if you're still, and to me, even in a time period where he wasn't out here doing the most, when I would see him on social media, he looked, unhealthy. I'm gonna say it like that. He didn't look healthy.
Very true.
So I feel like he definitely needs help, and he'll never get it because everybody around him will continue to coddle and protect him and just make excuses for him, like Lisa Ray is doing, like Usher did, and I'm sure like Tiana has done over and over again. So, thanks for that, y'all. We appreciate that. Well, y'all have anything else?
Yeah, can we talk about Jamie Foxx real quick?
We can talk about Jami. I just haven't wanted to because we don't have any new, like, there's no new information.
Yeah.
But they keep changing it up on us, right? Like, one minute he was getting better, and then recently it comes out that they're planning for the worst. Like, I don't know what to believe.
I just been thinking about it randomly. Like, I will randomly be going throughout a task throughout the day and be like, I still ain't heard back on. Like, ain't nobody called me about Jamie. Like, literally. But I hope he's okay. I do appreciate the family keeping it private, but the mixed reports is what's making it very odd and just like nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we haven't really heard anything since the daughter said what was going on. And I think Kevin Hart said he was doing okay. At some point he was doing better or something like that. I don't know why.
There was some post on his page, but we don't know if it was really from him.
Right. Yeah, no, it's definitely given he's probably in a coma.
Yeah, that's what it's giving.
Oh, really?
I hate that.
I was thinking he might have had a stroke, and maybe he got to rewalk. I don't know.
He would have came on camera already if that was the case. They would have showed some like semblance of him being up and awake, I think, because he's probably going to lose out on jobs. And if he was going to return back to health, he wouldn't want that to happen. So he would want to let y'all know as soon as possible that, hey, I'm up, I'm awake. He would have wanted to show that. So because that never happened, it makes me feel like people have just been reporting different things because nobody knows what's happening. And I think it's probably because he's in some type of, state where he can't.
Yeah,
he's in that state, the more people get scared that he'll stay in that state.
It's like, is he in a coma, or is he possibly brain dead?
Oh Lord. Yeah. Oh Lord. Oof.
It's so sad, but when I saw it, I was like, not us losing Jami in 2023.
I'm not ready for that.
I'm not like,
he's so young to me.
Bruh, I thought we had so much more, you know what I'm saying, from him. And then it's something like, a brain aneurysm. Like, how can you even, like, there's nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, those things just kind of happen. Like, there's no amount of working out or being healthy that can help you when something like that happens out of nowhere, from what I understand.
My cousin had one. He recovered though.
That's what's up.
Oh,
that's a blessing. I mean, look, we still gonna keep our hope out there, that Jami will, at least live through this and maybe eventually get back to himself.
Yeah.
But with the way things are looking, this amount of time in entertainment world being replaced on shows already, like, none of that is a good sign to me. So I'm gonna be real upset. But we gonna wait until we find out.
Yeah.
We're gonna pray about it though, y'all. And somebody did mention it, and I do want to say real quick, we did see the video of the alleged, Shanquilla, the Cabo 6 getting into an altercation outside the club. We did see that, but we don't really know what's going on in said video. We don't know these people. So we just see a whole bunch of people fighting. So because of the way people like to lie on social media right now, we just did see it, but we ain't got really nothing to say about it because we don't know who's who or who got beat up. So at the end of the day, we saw some people fight.
Hilarious.
So yeah, that's all we got for y'all. We appreciate everybody for coming through this evening. It has been a good show. Make sure you follow all of us on all of our social media platforms at Bondy Blue, at Jami ThatsMe, at Necey Dixon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not. Okay, I should almost be to 100K by now, child.
If you ain't hit it,
that's what I'm saying. Let me check the studio right quick and see before we go.
Okay.
As of right now, I'm at 99,972.
Oh, okay. So y'all, we see y'all move the needle a little bit.
We did. We moved the needle
Let's keep
a little
going.
bit. Okay.
maybe you'll wake up to it. That would be great.
That would be
That
nice.
would be really dope. Okay. Listen, I've already gotten there in my mind. So
Bondy, I was thinking about this the other day. I have to say it. The first time I met both of y'all on Scotty's channel, I think I had 500 subscribers and I had to hit 1,000 to be able to go live. And Bondy shouted me out and shared me. And I think I got the subscribers like 2 days later. And that was when I was able to go live. And I remember that, Bondy. I can't wait for you to hit 100,000. You deserve it. You deserve it so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Definitely deserve it. You've been putting in consistent work.
Yes.
For a long time, girl. Like I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all.
Love you too.
This has always been like I love that we found each other and that we do this. It's one of my favorite parts about our job.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, we appreciate everybody. We love y'all too. We hope y'all have a good rest of y'all night. Like the video on the way out. We'll see y'all in the next one, which will be on James.
Share the video. Share the video.
Yeah. Sure.